go stupid. I'm tryna nigga. Dumb, go stupid. I'm tryna go dumb, nigga. Go stupid. Yeah. Grab a pot and hit the stove, flick your wrist and let it load. I'm tryna get in that mode, no I ain't trippin' about no hoe. If he trippin' about a bitch, then run his bitch ass off the road. These niggas pussy, just some weird niggas behind designer clothes. That shit crazy, your bitch ain't tryna whip up in the trap, that bitch lazy. I got a duffel bag walking out the trap and it's filled up with them babies. Bad bitch ready suck dick right now cause I took her back to the 80s. Yeah, I tried this shit, they ride around in a dome, 612 bumping in the trunk, Cuban link, that's a fucking trunk. Bad bitch know what she want, but a bad bitch gon' suck some dick. Grab a pot, let's whip a brick, grab a Glock, let's hit a lick. Got a lit for a fucking trick. Late night, I'm tryna vibe, I'm outside where the hoes at. Tryna slide up in the party where them hoes drop they clothes at. Running through these hoes got me feeling like I'm Bojack. Hit her from the back and Joe Trap, she trapped out, she know that. Grab a pot and hit the stove, flick your wrist and let it load. I'm tryna get in that mode, no I ain't trippin' about no hoe. If he trippin' about a bitch, then run his bitch ass off the road. These niggas pussy, just some weird niggas behind designer clothes. That shit crazy, your bitch ain't tryna whip up in the trap, that bitch lazy. I got a duffel bag walking out the trap and it's filled up with them babies. Bad bitch ready suck dick right now cause I took her back to the 80s. Yeah, I tried this shit.
I am not a weed boy, I sell powder. Dirty birds touchdown, make them take a shower. I just had 20 bricks, boom them in an hour. Bitch, you only sell weed, nigga, you a coward. Brand new microwave, just put a 9 in it. Set that bitch on medium, put the timer 9 minutes. Dirty bird, Barry Sanders, wanna clean inmate. Cali plug, wanna throw him, go ahead and send it. They told me that my dope stink, had to kick that bitch out. So much flocking Rocky Hill, I can't get the scent out. I just read the rental car, who gon' take the dent out? Soon as you send that money, that shit getting sent out. When I was born, used to get babysitted by bases. Who could cook a brick the fastest, you know we in it, bit racing. Snorted out the rapper, they can't wait to taste it. Cut it with the fed and I'll treat it like I'm Jason.
Grab a pot and hit the stove, flick your wrist and let it load. I'm tryna get in that mode, no I ain't trippin' about no hoe. If he trippin' about a bitch, then run his bitch ass off the road. These niggas pussy, just some weird niggas behind designer clothes. That shit crazy, your bitch ain't tryna whip up in the trap, that bitch lazy. I got a duffel bag walking out the trap and it's filled up with them babies. Bad bitch ready suck dick right now cause I took her back to the 80s. Yeah, I tried this shit daily.
What it do, what it does, what it is, what it was. Y'all already know we back in for another one. And as you can see, just read the title, bro. The title is called Under the Spell. The worldwide magical conspiracy against Black people. Against Black people. Nah, nah, this ain't no devil horn, stupid. That's how stupid you are. I'm gonna call you stupid, nurse. You're a dumb nurse. You don't know your sorcery. You don't know your witchcraft. You don't know what this really means. This is not devil horns, dummy. Let me speak to you again, stupid. This is not devil horns, dummy. Can anybody in the chat let her know what this means, please? For those of you who've been watching me, for those of you who've been coming, who've been on Chakra Doctor, who've been know what Chakra Doctor taught y'all what this means, can anybody come into the chat real quick and let her know what this means? Since you won't get up on there and try to call me sick light. No, I'm Illuminati. That's what that means. I love you. It is the universal sign language sign for I love you. But a devil worshiper will take it and call it devil horns. Why? So that your ass cannot be acquainted with love. This is why this generation is cooked. Because this generation don't even know what love is. Y'all don't even know what love is. When you throw anywhere you go in the world, when you throw that up, that's a good symbol. Only over here in America, when you throw that up, it's evil. Only over here. Only over here. Why? Because y'all are governed by a weird, sick, twisted, strange group of P3DO that like to put things in files. P3DO files. The files of the P3DO run your life. So therefore you make stupid, dumb, comments, and I'm addressing all stupidity on my lives from here on out. If you stupid, I'm gonna call you stupid. If you ignorant, I'm gonna call you ignorant. If you dumb, I'm gonna call you dumb. If you a rainbow booty, I'm gonna call you a rainbow booty. But from here on out, tell me, how is it that only black people? How is it only black people? Uh, See, I said under a spell. What are you talking about? They kill all colors. Nobody talking about killing. We talking about who are under the spell, and we about to get into that. I'm gonna break it down. I even brought my notes. I even brought my notes so I can quote. Okay, but I'm letting you know right now. If you get on my nerves and you're aggravating, you sound stupid, I'm gonna call you that, and that's just what that is. That's just what that is, man. How the hell we gonna call ourselves gods and kings and all of these different high black excellence and all these, and nigga can't even, and nigga don't even have the educated vocabulary and mind state to know whether they're right or wrong when they're making a statement. They just speaking from emotion. That's why a motherfucker could go shoot a black person right now in the streets from the cops, and y'all gonna go out there and protest like some dummies. Cause y'all under the spell. Jordan Streeter. You named yourself after 7th Streeter. Stupid. Dumb. See, that's how you know you're dumb. I am not a streeter, nigga. And I guarantee you, everybody in here, I guarantee you, I'm the one that's from I'm the one that's really from the trenches. I'm really from the trenches. That's why y'all niggas be sounding like some square nerd niggas used to get bullied in school ass niggas, man. That's what y'all sound like. Y'all sound like some fuck niggas. Man, y'all be sounding, man, I swear to God, bro. I'm like, bro, I'm really from the trenches, dog. And I turned my life over into health, wellness, positivity. I went from poverty to making sure that I have a nest egg for my people. But guess what? Some stupid motherfucker behind a goddamn screen, chakradoctor.xyz. Chakradoctor.xyz. That's my information. As a matter of fact, my information is in the description of this video. All you got to do is go into the description and you're going to see the information. But Chakra Doctor been doing this for a while. The people who've been following Dwayne McClain and been following me for a little minute, they know who I be. It's only the ones who new to this channel that don't know who I be. So I'm a kind of sort of give you a pass if you speak in ignorance. If you speak in ignorance, I'm gonna kind of sort of give you a pass. But if you speak in stupidity, I'm gonna call you dumb, dumb and dumber, stupid, whatever you hell you want to call it. So you know, let's think before we speak. So that Shaka don't have to call nobody a dummy. So Shaka don't have to call nobody stupid. Cause that's the last thing I need, man. I don't need no stupid motherfuckers on the live talking crazy right now. Okay? They say black people actually resonate with the earth while white people vibrate to Mars. Wrong. Nigga, I'm an Aries. I vibrate to Mars. It's not about black. You about to find out. I'm not about to jump. I'm not about to jump ahead of this shit. I'm not about to jump ahead of this shit. All right. So boom. First and foremost, let's get this to where it need to be. Hold up. Let's get this where it need to be, man. Let's get this where it need to be. Make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that share. Make sure you hit that comment, that follow. Make sure you put a comment. Make sure you do everything that you can to get the video jumping. Shouts out to Dwayne McClain TV. Shouts out to DMTV too. Shouts out to Dwayne McClain himself. Shouts out to everybody who's in here tonight to get this lesson. And you're gonna get this work. You're gonna get this lesson, man. You're gonna get this word. Love, look, a love gang. That's what that means. See? That's what that means. See, somebody in here knows what this means. Love gang, nigga. The love gang. We came in the name of love. Now, granted, the love might be a tough love, but it's still love. It's still all love. Godspeed, my. Come on, Brody. Show them what it mean, Brody. Show them what it mean, man. You been following. Show them what it mean, Brody. Don't let these people dilute. You feel me? Don't let these people dilute what the great grand holy mother has put asunder. You feel me? Oh, look, I got my white partners in here too. I got my white partners in here too. What up, Mason? What up, Mason? See, we Masons. We ain't Freemasons, we Masons. See, I'm a Mason. I'm not a Freemason. I am a Mason, nigga. You see this Mason jar, nigga? You see this Mason jar? Yeah, I am a Mason. I ain't gonna say Freemason. I am a son of the mother, my son of the great grand holy mother, my son. So don't get me twisted. Don't get me twisted with no rainbow booty boys. Don't get me twisted with no rainbow booty boys. I ain't no rainbow booty boy. I didn't have to suck dick or get fucked to get here. I didn't have to sacrifice nobody to get here. I didn't have to do something strange for a little change to get here. Nigga, I took the long way around. What's the long way? I self-initiation. I taught myself magic for years and years and years and years, and it's been over a decade, and that's how I got here. Not not throwing somebody under the bus. Not throwing somebody under the bus. Cat Williams is a plant. Cat Williams is with the Rainbow Booty Boys. Cat Williams is what they call the court jester. Cat Williams is what they call the what you would like to call it? The good cop. He's the good cop. He's the good cop. There's no way. See, them, you know they don't want be. They don't even want. They don't even want my. They don't even want my information getting out to y'all. They don't even want my information getting out to y'all, man. I'm waiting for some few more people to come in, and then we're gonna crank that soldier boy. It's 11 minutes. At the 15-minute mark, that's when I usually start getting into the lesson of my things and stuff like that. Yeah, I told you I'm bumping that big slizzy right now. Bad bitch really suck dick right now because I took her back to the 80s. Yeah, I'm from the 80s. I drop that shit daily, nigga. I'm from the 80s, bro. I'm from the 80s. I ain't not no 90s, 2000 ass nigga. I am from the 80s. Two wings of the same bird. Well, like I said, man, same shit, different restroom. Same, same coin, two different sides. You got the illuminated, Illuminati. That's those of us who didn't have to sell our souls to get here. But you sell your soul to something every day. It don't matter what it is. You sell your soul to something every day. So let me even rephrase that. Illuminated, the Illuminati are those who didn't have to do any sick, vile, and evil, twisted, weird things to get here. The Illuminati, the illuminated, are those who didn't have to sell their soul to Saturn to get here. The Illuminati, the illuminated, didn't have to sell their souls or sell their being to Set to get here. But every day we sell our souls to Saturn. Do you know that? Every day we sell our soul to Saturn. Every day we sell our soul to the devil. All of us at some point of the level and degree. Why? Because this is his world. This is his world. This is his world, and we came here as squirrels trying to get some nuts. Some of us came here to liberate others from this world. Some of us came here to enjoy his world. Some of us came here to serve Saturn and actually reincarnate over and over in this world. This is his world. I don't care about no world of Saturn. You see? You know why I don't care? Because at the end of the day, it all is sourced from my great grand holy mother. So even Saturn got to answer to somebody higher than him. Even Saturn got to answer to somebody higher than him and lower than him. Because she the source. She the source of all highs and the source of all lows. So when I speak on behalf of the great grand holy mother of all divinity. Speaking of the great grand holy mother of all divinity, let me make sure I give pay my homage. Hit it.
Great Grand Holy Mother of all divine, the source of all gods and goddesses. Great Grand Holy Mother of all divine, the primordial from which we all derive. Great Grand Holy Mother of all divine, the nothingness that allows all somethings to exist. Great Grand Holy Mother of all divine, she is all mother, there is none greater than she. Great Grand Holy Mother of all divine, for she is the vastness that allows us all to experience boundaries. Great Grand Holy Mother of all divine, Mother of Ra, the Most High, Great Grand Holy Father. Great Grand Holy Father Ra, he who created himself from she. Great Grand Holy Father Ra, creator and father of all things, father of all beings. She is his source. Amen Ra Ptah Aum.
Aum. Aum. Hi, I am Ascendant Master, Reverend Rance Kingston Campbell Dunbar, otherwise known as the Chakra Doctor, otherwise known as the Great Grand Holy Father Ra, in the flesh, here to teach you some shit that you ain't never learned before. Are you ready? All right. Yes, the all great, the all great Sophia. But her name, she got names that's older than Sophia. She got names that's older than Sophie. So that's why I don't call her Sophie. That's like you knowing that's like you growing up with a nigga. People who grew up with Jay-Z don't call Jay-Z Jay-Z. They call him Sean. Because that's the oldest name that they grew up with him on. You know, they don't call Nicki Minaj Nicki Minaj. The oldest people that know her call her Onika. See? So when you really, 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 really got a relationship with the great grand holy mother universe, you're gonna know her original name. You're gonna know her original frequency. You're gonna know her original title. You're gonna call her by her her strongest incarnation, even though she has many incarnations. So boom, let's get to this. I don't want to hold y'all long and run my mouth and things of that nature. You see the name of this, you see the name of it. Under the spell, the worldwide magical conspiracy against black people. Let's break it down. What if I told you that there is a worldwide full of secret societies, people, places, non-people, places that you hidden places that are all in a big gargantuan giant cahoots to keep American, American, the original Egyptian bloodline, the original Negroes, these particular niggas over here. I'm not talking about the African. They ain't on it. I'm not talking about the other darker races. I'm talking about specifically over here, especially the black man, and he used the black woman to even oppress him. But she's under the spell as well. But what if I told you there was a global conspiracy to keep us 40 million, maybe roughly 40 to 42 million, black people in America under a spell? And the spell is multifaceted. The spell holds the. Well, not only is it multifaceted, let me get this clear. The spell is multifaceted, but the spell is one big, giant, gargantuan come together. Blacks, whites, Hispanics, Asians, Arabs, Indians, Orientals, you name it. They are all, the major players are all in one big gargantuan, the billionaires, the multimillionaires, some of the millionaires, the regular folk, the middle class folk, the upper class folk, the upper echelon folk are all in on it, holding a hand, saying kumbaya in their little small circles as they continue to make sure that the spell of enchantment keeps the black American, number one, divided and separated. Number two, warring with one another. And number three, out of touch with the reality of magic. Okay? So boom, we about to get into this let me see. I've been listening to Bobby Hemming. What you think of him and what he's saying? Hey, every single agent of Satan says some good shit. They wouldn't be a good agent if they wouldn't saying some good shit. Let's get that clear. Let's get that clear. Every single agent says some good shit. Just because they say some good shit don't mean that they with the good shits. But I know one thing for certain, and I know two things for sure. There's a global magical conspiracy to keep black people in the state of lack. Period. On all corners, on all turn, every corner, every establishment, everywhere you go, there is a secret that everybody else know, but we don't. Everybody else know it, but we don't. You feel me? All right. Boom. So we gonna hop, skip, and jump to it. We're gonna hop, skip, and jump into it. So as you can see this picture right here, this picture shows the image of an individual, and it looks like that person is uh, enchanted by some type of a spell, right? This person is dark and it represents black folks. Black folk who? Black Americans. Black Americans, okay? Now remember that there are other black people who are completely 100% against the black American, okay? So now understanding this will give us a deeper perspective as it pertains to how, to who, what, when, where, how, and why. So my last video I told y'all about the Illuminati versus the Illuminati. So the Illuminated ones are magical practitioners that are and they are deep, they're steep, they're deep and they're steep within the plot plan to keep us under the spell. Okay? There's one big gargantuan plot. As soon as it looked like we start waking up from under the spell, they start going through all kind of evasive maneuvers and all kind of maneuvers to keep you and put you back under the spell, especially life itself. All right? You feel me? So understanding this will give you a deeper perspective into what's been going on. So first thing we're gonna get into, we gotta get into this right here. Let's get into this right here. Because the ritual begins at birth. The contracts that you gotta sign just to get into the hospital lets you know, wait a minute, why do I gotta sign a contract? Why do I gotta sign an application? Why do I gotta fill out things in order for something natural to happen to me? Some people, a regular person might say, well, they got to keep a record of everything. No, they don't. Nobody has to keep a record of anything, but they do keep a record of us for a reason. Okay. The names that we are given at birth. Do you know that everybody names mean something? I want y'all to, while y'all watching this right now, put the YouTube into your small window and go onto Google. And whatever your name is, if your name is Brian, type in Brian, name, meaning. If your name is Kathy, type in Kathy, name, meaning. If your name is Jonathan, type in Jonathan, name, meaning in your Google bar. And you will see the meaning of your name. But so many of us get into the hospital and name our baby some random shit that we don't even know what is was popping. Okay? We don't even know what's popping going on. It starts at birth. So at birth, we are put up under a contract, assigned a name, okay, and sealed by sigils. Sealed by sigils. From birth certificates to the social security numbers, your identity is ritualized and claimed through legal sorcery. Legal sorcery. So why you think when you born? So why you think when you born? Why do you think that when the baby is born, the doctors, the nurses, and everybody and their mama try to shoot the baby with needles full of Lord knows what, full of God knows what? Okay. My name means God of war, warlike. Yeah, Mark. I can tell you that right now. The mark of the beast. They didn't say mark of God, nigga. The mark of the beast. The mark of who? Mars. That's the root word of Mark. Mar. But you don't even understand that Mars is what? Spelled back. Mars spelled back was what? RAM. Our body is a machine. Our brain is a computer. We live in the matrix. And RAM, aka Ares, because the next name of God, one of the God of war is Ares, right? When you realize every computer has RAM and every computer has ROM. So you think it's a coincidence that the God of war, Ares, is represented by a ram, and he is the God of the who? Rome, Romans. You got Ram and you got Rom. There you go right there. You got Ram and you got Rom. Consecrated to the God Mars. So peep exactly what I'm saying, and I'm gonna get you in there. God is my judge, Daniel. And who is and so that's what Daniel mean. Daniel mean God is your judge. But guess what? God is the devil. Yahweh is the devil. And the church is his church. listen, man, listen, bro. You have to realize that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, I guarantee you, if you Google Matthew name meaning and then put it with Mark name meaning and then put it with Luke's name meaning and then put it with right Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, and then put it with John's name meaning. I guarantee you it's gonna spell out a cold-blooded motherfucking sentence that you ain't ready to digest. So let's get it clear. When you are born, they assign you, if your mama or your dad has any sense, they're gonna assign you a name of power. They're gonna assign you a name of power. My son's name is Obsidian God, Ra Dunbar. My son's name is Obsidian God. My daughter's name is Aum Mayat Ra. See, I made the intentional, conscious decision to attach a name of power and might to my son and my daughter when they were born. Not foolishly just naming them some European name. I mean they ain't gonna have no new. The only European name that they got is my last name, and that's Scottish, and it's Dunbar. Scottish is Dunbar, and Dunbar means fortress, holding down the fort. I'm cool with that. Okay? I'm cool with that. Now, when they give you a name, right? A lot of y'all names. Look, let's go to. We're gonna go to y'all names right now. You ready? We're gonna just go through some names. Jordan. We already know that's some. We already know that's some Middle East type stuff, right? Who's got a name in here? A regular name and not no screen name. Well, we know who we know what a Jones is, right? Jonesy, right? We know who the Jonesy is and things of that nature. All right, everybody got screen. Everybody really got screen names. Um, everybody got screen name right now. But if we ask somebody like the fact, listen, the fact, look at the fact. Your name is Nurse Ear Rape. Have you ever been raped in your life before? Hmm? Have you ever been? The root word of Anthony is ant, Ant Man, right? That ain't my name. I'm just saying, it's your name on here. It's your name on here. So if you ain't never been raped before, Nurse Ear Grapes, why in the hell would you attach grapes to your ear? Why would you attach grapes anywhere to your body? Why would you try to attach something negative if you trying to gain a positive outcome? Everything is in the name. If you ever watch the movies when the demons can possess the body and they're trying to exorcise the demons, don't they gotta know the name of the demon that they're exorcising in order for it to be expelled out of the body? And how come in all of the horror movies and all of the demonic movies, it's the white person that gets possessed by the demon or possessed by the devil? They told him, and every horror movie and every devil movie, that devil or that demon is always trying to just completely do a child wrong. See, that speaks in itself. Your name Doolittle. That means you do it. That means you don't do a lot. You do a little. Come on, bro. Your last name is Doolittle. That means you don't do a lot. You do a little. What the reason why whites are more prone to possession and hypnotism is because they lack the protection from hypnotism and possession. But no, I would say that, you ready? I would say that black people are more possessed and hypnotized than white people. At least white people worship a God that looks like them. Even though it might be plagiarized from back in the day, even though it might be a plagiarism and Christianity is a plagiarism, at least white people got the common sense wherewithal to go to their church, and when they pray to Jesus, they're praying to a white man. When your ass go to church, you go and you pray to a white man. Something off is there. Something is off. Something is off. See? And why would I want my name to be associated with grapes? No. Santa is white. And how many of your children believe in Santa? How many of y'all done laid up there and told your children Santa gonna bring you something? Santa Claus, you won't go visit Santa. What you want from Santa Claus for Christmas? Telling mine's ASAP. Soon as they ask me, we going Christmas, man. Ain't no such thing as Santa Claus. Nigga, I'm Santa Claus. I'm Santa Claus, and this is Mrs. Claus, your mama. What's going on? But okay, since birth, they've been able, since birth, they've been able to lock us in to the grid. So when you're born, they put you in a simulation of nature. You ready? When you're born, they immediately make sure that you are encountering artificial nature. The lights are fake. When you born, going to the hospital, the lights. Do you know that each building in the world right now could have been built to let the sun in and have natural sunlight parade and cascade the whole building? But instead, they made most of the building blocked off by the sun with only windows, pockets of different windows. Bill Gates built something called Windows. We're gonna get into that later, right? But you immediately enter the realm and you immediately encounter false light. I'm pretty sure ain't none of y'all was born in the backyard in the swimming pool when the sun was shining and blazing. And as soon as you was born, your mama birthed you in water. And then remember that birth in water is immediate baptism. Immediate baptism into nature. And then that false light hits your eyes. False light. And then they put you through pain. They smack you or they pinch you or they do something to make sure that you crying. And then they're gonna cut you off from your mama abruptly. You've been eating out of this tube for 9 months, 10 months, 8 months. You've been eating out of this tube and they say bloop, pop, and cut it off. And you like, where's my food source? Where's my food source? Immediately you are becoming what? Black. Now remember this. With the way things, this is cool for Caucasians because Caucasians cannot endure the sun. Caucasians get burned by the sun. So therefore, they created these artificial methods for themselves. But the problem is, black people have also adopted the white mind state. See, a black person can adopt the white mind state and they're gonna crumble. But a white person can adopt a black mind state and they're gonna flourish and become top tier. Why? Because melanin beats no melanin any day. It's really quite simple. Hold on, let me go into it. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all hit that button, man. Get this on out there. All right, get this on now. Peace and blessings, Cookie. Peace and blessings, Cookie. I'm taking them to school, so I'm gonna be periodically checking in on the comment section, periodically, so I don't get distracted. All right. So boom, when they put you in the spell, when you're birthed under the spell. They put they say, hey, look, we don't want nobody stealing the baby, so we're gonna put this monitor around you. Hey, look, we're gonna hit your baby with this needle, with this fluid that's inside of this needle. This fluid inside of this needle is called a what? A Francine. You know, a vacation. What start with a VA? Right. They hit your baby with that. And I've talked to people who said, man, my baby was perfectly normal. I brought him to get the 3-month checkup, and they hit him or her with the you know, with the Francine and hit him with that Vax, and they ain't shook back since. They tore up. Their children tore up, and the parents feel so bad. The parents feel so bad. So this is a statistic. Black people are 5 to 7 times more likely to die in the hands of white care hospitals. Black people are 5 to 7 times more likely to die in the hands of white caregivers. This fact alone should have black people running from the hospital, not running towards it so that they can get a disability check. Hurt dog holler, I ain't talking to you. I ain't talking to you. Hurt dog holler, I ain't talking to you. What you sipping on? See, miracle tea. I am sipping on miracle tea. You feel me? I am sipping on miracle tea, okay? Boom. Now remember, it is the penis envy that makes them give you the circumcision. A lot of Caucasians are jealous of black people's dicks, so they cut them off and they cut off the foreskin and they use the foreskin for all kind of different crazy, weird, sick, twisted, sicko rituals and stuff. Okay, but that's called penis envy. The white man been envious of the black man's dick. Okay, let's understand that. Let's get that clear. But that still should not be a reason why you fall so quickly for the spell of these people. Okay, now, and the link is remember, the link is in the description of the video. Oh no, the link not in the description of the video. The link is chakra.xyz. Go to chakra.xyz. The link is the Drew and the Drews. We ain't gonna say their name. The Drews, them people that sell the jewelry, them people that sell that jewelry, they actually give fellatio to babies. We're gonna call it that. They give fellatio to babies, and they eat they eat foreskins like a nigga do chitlins. You know how we eat chitlins? That's what they do foreskins. So y'all ever wonder where all them foreskins go? Y'all ever wonder where the foreskin goes? You ever wonder where the placenta bag goes? You ever wonder where any of that stuff goes when we in the hospital? You never wonder that? What do they do with the placenta? You think they just throw it in the trash? Where do the placental bag goes? Where does the foreskin goes? Where it goes? It goes in their little private temples and laboratories and their little underground magical ritual places, and they do all kind of sick, weird, twisted, strange things with it. That's where it goes. That's where you ever you where all the elastic where all the skin from the BBL goes. Y'all don't know. Y'all just get the BBL and y'all leave. You don't even know. They taking your fat and they putting it in rituals. There are literal ones amongst them that drink blood. It's called vampirism. You think they making all those vampire movies and they ain't really drinking? You think they actually just capping when they show you all them vampire movies, all those horror movies? All you think they just capping? But let me get into it. So the birth spell. So they put you under the birth spell. They hit you with the because I remember when coming up in my days, the vaccines wasn't that deadly, but it still caused childhood ailments like chicken pox, measles, mumps, all kind of different childhood sicknesses. And we think that children just get sick. No, that be the vaccine that be kicked in years later, months after. Years later, months after that vaccine kick in, and now you think, oh, my child got asthma, my child got eczema, my child got multiple, whatever, sickle cell anemia, all that came from the vaccine. Yeah, yeah. So and I'm not about to speak out too much against that because that's a can of worms I'm not trying to open right now. But I can guarantee you this: why do you think that hospitals are so bland? You'll never go into a hospital room where they got bright, vibrant rainbow colors. You'll never go to a hospital where they're serving you top tier meals. Okay, you'll never go to a hospital where you'll hear affirmations playing out the TV or through the hallway. You'll never hear Hertz frequency playing in a hospital. You'll never hear lullabies playing in a hospital. Okay, you will never ever see the hospital walls painted with vibrant colors. Why? So that they can keep you at a spell, and that spell is what? Lack. Hospitals lack health. This is why everybody that go to the hospital end up never becoming fully healthy. Because they what? They be lack help. They lack help. So wait a minute. And then when you go on your application, you got to put, are you white? Are you black, Hispanic, or Asian? So let's get this clear. As soon as you identify as black, remember, we call ourselves black people. Now, we call ourselves black people, and we just so happen to be the poster children for poverty. Matter of fact, we love poverty so much, we make it look good to where rich people and poor and middle class people want to be broke just so that they can get the experience of black people. That's how much of a mascot that we become when it comes to being lack, being the lack, be lack, be lack, be lack, be lack. I lived in poverty as a I lived in poverty as a white. That means you don't know how to utilize your privilege. If you're white and you lived in poverty, that means you just misused your white privilege card. Because every single, I just got to be real, every single cracker on the face of the planet has a privilege card called whiteness. And you can go and get loans from banks. You can go and get forgiveness, debt forgiveness. You can go and get all kind of things, and all kind of things could go good for you just because you look white. With the opposite for the black folk. All right? Boom. Boom. You feel me? So if you are white and you had a bad hand in life, that means you just wasn't knowledgeable on how to use your white card to get ahead. Because there's a white card, there's an unspoken rule amongst the society that, hey, let him in. He's a white boy. Hey, let that go. He's a white boy. As a matter of fact, why you think we as black people, we as black people, immediately when we encounter our white counterparts, we automatically become a little bit more toned down, a little bit more docile. We automatically get under spell. Why? We're going to talk about that in a minute. So just to let it be known that when you get that social security number, when you get that birth certificate, when you get that footprint, wait a minute. Why do they need your footprint? Why do they need your foot? Why do they need the baby's footprint? They don't need the baby's hand. They don't need look. They don't need the baby fingerprint. They don't need his hand. Nah, they do his foot. They do your foot when you're born, and they do your hand when you go to jail. Wait. So is the hospital and being birthed at a hospital actually baby jail? Jail for babies? I don't. We ain't even about to do that. Ain't no such thing as cloning. Stop believing that lie. Ain't no such thing as cloning, bro. Don't believe that lie, bro. See, that's the spell y'all under. Y'all rather believe that a motherfucker is getting cloned before you believe that they got enough money to go in and augment their looks through surgery. No, don't apologize. I wasn't speaking to you directly like that. But you rather believe under the spell that a clone, they clone Gucci Man. Hold up. It's Gucci Man. Hold up. Why they can't clone Lil Wayne then? Why they can't clone Jay-Z then? Why they can't clone LeBron then? What are you talking about? Why they didn't clone Albert Einstein? Why they didn't clone Nikolai Tesla? Why they didn't clone their brilliant white minds at it? Why they didn't clone uh Mr. Newton? Why they didn't clone Michelangelo? Why they didn't clone Donatello? Why they didn't clone Da Vinci? Okay? Plenty of white kids used in sacrifices. I never said nothing about sacrifices. I ain't talking about black people being under the global magical spell of poverty, bro. Why you keep on trying to justify? See, look, that shows that cracker shit right there. About to break you out that cracker shit right there. Every time a nigga start trying to talk about black people, you cracker motherfuckers always try to get in and act like, oh, we're special, we're special. No, you're not. You only been here for 5,000 years. You only been here for 5,000 years. Sit your white ass down and shut up and let the black God talk, man. Sit your white ass down and shut up and let the black God talk. Every time a black man talking, y'all try to outdo the black man. Y'all try to outdo the black man by talking about y'all whiteness. Nigga, sit your white ass down and shut the fuck up. All that motherfucking talking, nigga. And listen to what the black God got to tell you. You can take it with a grain of salt or not. This is why y'all lack certain things as white folks. This is why niggas can run circles around y'all, but they can't run circles around y'all because y'all got privilege. Okay? But understand this shit, bro. Every time you try to highlight what's going on with black people, white people gotta always interject themselves and say, but wait, there's us. No, nigga. Go use your whiteness and get $150,000 loan from the bank for your white business and your white goddamn 501c3 nonprofit organization and be a white person and live off your privilege, bro. Live off your privilege, bro. Always trying to lay up there and get into black people business. I know what you think you're trying to do. I know what you think you're trying to do. You're trying to highlight whiteness. I ain't even highlighting whiteness. We ain't even talking about sacrificing no children. We ain't even talking about sacrificing no children, bro. We're talking about the mental, emotional, and physical spell that black people are under. Now, what does white people got to do with that but perpetuating it and making sure that black people be under it? Go, Shrita. I'll wait. I'll sip some tea. I'll wait. What do white people got to do with that? Tell me. Tell me, what do white people got to do with the spell that black people are under? You might know it. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. You might know it. Okay? 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 I want to hear it. Yes, you have everything to do with it. See, that's how I know. You just need to be quiet. Shh. You just need to be quiet. Shh. You just need to be quiet. Your privilege is a part of it. Your privilege as white is a part of it. So you can't distract me from this here. But guess what I'm going to do here? I'm going to get into this shit. So first they hit you up with the birth spell. Then, two, what's the next spell that they hit you with? After they hit you with the birth spell, and now, okay, you in the system, you got you a social security number. Your social security number is just what shows that you are a product, and you have a what? A UPC code. A UPC code. That's what you got. All of us come with one if you are a slave citizen of the United Corporation of America. The Corporation of the United States of America, you came with a UPC code. That UPC code and that birth certificate is collateral for the money that they get from, wait a minute, I'm getting too ahead of myself. Let's keep it going. The second spell that they put you under, let's get it. What's the second spell that they put you under, people? Because after the hospital, after you born, boom, they hit you with that right there. They hit you with the in 1492 Columbus sailed the ocean blue. You a goddamn lie. Columbus didn't even let's call a spade a spade. Let's call a spade real quick. And I'm speaking to all the white people right now. All the white people in here right now, I'm speaking to you. I'm speaking to you. Do you believe that Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492? If you do, you a fool. Why? Because white people didn't even know how to bathe 500 years ago. 500 years ago, in the year 1555, white people just started learning how to bathe. So how are you gonna tell me they was able to transport hundreds of millions of black people from one continent to another and they didn't even know how to take a bath? The Moors, with they ignorant pirate black nobility devil asses, taught them. Come on, man. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. You don't know how to take a bath, but you know how to kidnap a nigga from a continent and bring him across seas? The devil is a lie. The devil is a lie. Stop it. White people didn't even know how to bathe 500 years ago. The letter J didn't even exist 500 years ago. And you gonna tell me, trying to tell me that Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492, you devil ass liar? So this is what they do after you born. After you born, they indoctrinate you. They put you under the system that doesn't educate you. It programs you. Words are spells. History is rewritten, and the truth is buried deep. Way, way, way deep, deep down under. That nigga Soldier Slim had it popping one summer. Okay? That nigga Soldier Slim had it popping one summer. All right? So remember this. So let's look into a little history. Let's get into a real history. Because that fake history, that 1492, that's fake. Let's get into real history. Do you know why females carry a bouquet of roses down the aisle when they get married? It's because hundreds of years ago, Caucasians did not take baths. They only took a bath once a year because they felt that baptizing themselves and taking a bath was evil. So they stayed unclean. So they bath once a year in the summer months between June, July, and August. And if they took a bath, so when they got married, they usually got married. That's why majority of weddings happen in the summertime. You know that? Majority of weddings happen in the summertime. And because of that, where did that tradition come from? Because they did not take baths, they always got married around the time of their yearly bath. That way, when they walked down the aisle, their smell wasn't that loud, and they can cover it up with a bouquet of flowers. So you went and bought your girl a bouquet of flowers? You went and bought your girl a bouquet of flowers? Yeah, that's where that ritual come from. It comes from the ritual because white people didn't take a bath hundreds of years ago, and and in order to get married, they got married around their yearly bath time, so that way the stink wasn't that loud, and they can cover it up with a bouquet of flowers. People. So how you gonna tell me that they were doing this, not even able to take a bath, but they was able to kidnap hundreds of millions of millions? We just say a million. And you ready for this? Right now, right now to this day, you can walk past you can walk past a lot of white people on the street, especially the homeless ones, and they smell filthy as hell. The black ones too. Why? Because black people have been what? In education equals indoctrination. Black people was not educated by this system. We are programmed by this system. The words and spells that they implanted in our mind in the education system, our history has been rewritten, and the truth about ourselves has been buried deep, so far deep that a black person will actually go every Sunday to a building that literally celebrates the death of our number one black man. And they don't even identify Jesus as a black man. Most black people identify Jesus as a white person. So black people black people literally worship white people. Stupid niggas. You stupid niggas. Stupid niggas, man. You niggas go to church every Sunday to worship white folks. And y'all talking about y'all not under the spell? Let's get to it. The next stage. Remember, let's get it to the next stage. The education. So what that mean? Indoctrination is disguised as education. Okay? Critical thought is discouraged, right? The minute you start thinking for yourself, the minute you start thinking outside the box, the minute you start thinking otherwise than the set standard norm, guess what happens? You are discouraged to do so in a system of ridicule. They start ridiculing you, start pointing the finger at you, start calling you tinfoil head. They start calling it pseudoscience. They start calling it all these different names that discourages you from expressing it. Because critical thought is very much needed in order to break spell casts. If you're not a critical thinker, you can't break no spells because spells require focus and critical thinking. You know, yes, I believe in Christ. Christ is not a white person. See, you see? I said Jesus. Know the difference between Jesus and Christ. The fact that you identify Christ and Jesus as one shows you that you are under the spell of the Caucasian. You are under the spell. But wait a minute. Who do the Caucasians report to? The Caucasians report to the black nobility. They'll call the Moors. Wait a minute. Let me get this off the screen. Let's go to this hierarchy. So boom. Up at the top of the pyramid, you have Set, aka Saturn, aka Satan, aka Yahweh, aka Yaldabaoth. He goes by all those names. Yaldabaoth, aka Kronos, he goes by Kronos, aka Zeus, he goes by Zeus, aka Pan, he goes by Pan. Peter Pan, Peter Pan. Never, never land like Mr. Peter Pan when nobody wants to grow. Yeah, yeah, you ain't catch that? You ain't catch that? And who is Peter Pan's guy? The fairy. The fairy. Wait a minute. We're gonna keep it going. Now, at the top of the pyramid is Set, Saturn, Satan, and all of his different aliases. Jesus is one of his different aliases. And who? The Orion twins. They are part of the Draco constellation. They are Draconian. They are Draconian. Don't get Draconian mixed up with dragon, and don't get dragon mixed up with a reptile. There are three different species. There are three different entities. Okay? There are three different entities. Hold on, wait a minute. Tinkerbells, Tinkerbells. Yeah, bruh, it's crazy. So think about this here. Peter Pan. Look, you can't escape the spells of Saturn. When you go into your kitchen and you gotta cook with a what? With a pot. The pot in reverse spells what? Top. Who's at the top of the pyramid? Saturn. Wait a minute. You gotta go and cook with a pan. Who is the goat god? The goat, Saturn, Capricorn, the goat, Pan. Pan spell backwards is nap. They want you to sleep and be under the spell, taking a nap, waking up ever so often just to take another nap again. And then they want you to wipe your mouth from that food with a napkin. I'm getting beside myself. Okay? So wait a minute. So critical thinking is discouraged. And the system shapes you for servitude. But one thing that you don't understand about school, if you take let's break down the word school. The root word in school is cool. We are beings forged of fire. Our souls, our chakras, our spirit is intense, condensed light. When you go to American school system, the American school system is designed to cool your fire. Why you think everybody's so obsessed in school with being a cool kid? Cool. Oh, I'm cool. You're cool. You're cool. Wait a minute. Shh. The SCH means shh. Type in, if you got an iPhone, type in SCH in your iPhone and watch how it's gonna pop up. So when you go to school, they're not only trying to cool your fire, but they're trying to what? Silence your real voice, silence your critical thinking, and silence your mind into indoctrination of in 1492 Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Okay? And the true system shapes you to servitude. So remember, you're born in the matrix of the hospice. The hospice. Hospice. Oh, wait a minute. Hospital. Okay. Wait a minute. You ready for this? In the hospital, right? You are born. You are tagged with a certificate. You are tagged with a number. You are tagged in your print of the foot, and the path that you're gonna walk is taken. Why? Because they need to calculate your natal chart. Once they calculate your natal chart, then they can begin to do the spell. Then they can take your birth certificate and your social security number, and now they can take it and get the loans and all that stuff, and you could become a straw man now. That's the reason why they take your footprint, so that they can. That's the way that they clone you, through creating a straw man, a fictitious entity that has your name, has all of these things, but it's not you. Your straw man is able to then get loans from the big banks, and this is how our yearly budget is given to us. Our yearly $1 trillion budget is given to us. This is why they don't like Donald Trump Jr. The reason why they don't like Donald Trump is because he's dismantling the very school system that they use against us. They use against us. Wait a minute. Let me look at these comments. Let me see. No, God is not a woman. Goddess is a woman. God is not no goddamn woman. Goddess is a woman. You think why would God be a woman if they why would they make God a woman when in actuality the word goddess is giving women all their credit? Y'all gotta start thinking, man. What do they got goddesses for if God is a woman? Y'all be so easy to try to, man, look at the number one enemy, and the number one enemy of the black man is the world. The world is the black man's number one enemy. And there's only one reason why. Because and when I say black man, I am talking about the black American man. I'm not talking about all the black people from all over. I'm talking about the black American man. The black American man is the number one enemy. Is the number one victim of all the peoples of the world. Why? Because we're the only ones that you can take us from out of America, drop us any place, and we still gonna get all y'all bitches. Tell me I'm lying. The black man in America is the only man that can do that. Take the black man in and unless you some super buff alien nigga from another country and you just cut up and you just rip to shreds. And even then, a black man can take your girl because we got swag. We got swagger. We got the swagger dagger from Mick Jagger, nigga. You understand me? So everywhere we go, we are the most hated and least celebrated, but the most imitated and never duplicated. Ooh, everywhere we go, we the most hated and least celebrated, but the most imitated and never duplicated, nigga. So be proud to be this man. You know how many people jealous of the dick you got? You know how many people jealous of the skin you got? You know how many people jealous of your hair, the way you talk, the way you walk, the way you swag, the way you dress. You could go anywhere. Take a black man and put him in Brazil right now. He gonna get all the bitches. Put a black man, put him in Australia right now. He gonna get all the bitches. Take a black American, put him in Africa right now. They gonna leave a African man for this black guy king from over in America. Take me and put me in Russia. I'm gonna get all the bitches. Take me and put me in England. I'm gonna get all the bitches. Take me and put me in China. I'm gonna get all the bitches. And that's why you're the most hated, nigga. Not because of your skin color, not because of anything else, but because you are the only man in the world that can go into any part of the world and get all they bitches. Nigga. See? See? Period. Can't no other man or woman or female or man on the face of the planet do that except you, black man. That's how you know the black man is God and the black woman is goddess. Let's put things into proper perspective. The black man is God, the black woman is goddess. But even goddess can't go anywhere and nab any man. Even goddess can't go to anywhere and nab any man. So what you said? So we might say the black woman is God because the woman is first. No man can bring forth a child that was what man, listen, I'm dealing with right now. I'm dealing with right now. And right now, every single black person on the face of every single black woman on the face of the planet right now needs a black man or any kind of man to make the baby. Y'all ain't doing that parthogenesis shit right now. Some kind of way y'all fell off of grace. Y'all ain't gods no more. Y'all ain't gods no more, Sexy Red. Y'all ain't gods no more, Miss Lack of Accountability. Nah, y'all ain't gods no more. The black woman is goddess. The black man is God. This is how it's always been. No matter who could make what baby. The black god and the black god has been around 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100,000 years old, been around. So even when women were able to do parthogenesis on their own and make babies on their own, if they wanted to, they was only able to make female babies. They were only able to make female babies. The male babies came from the mutation of the male. Remember, so I know that all men come from the black woman, but the black woman has lost her crown. You can't show me one black woman right now who we could just go sit and listen to her podcast and she give her the knowledge I'm giving y'all right now. Go. Black woman is God. Show me one God. Show me one godly black woman that we can go to right now and just feed off of her right now. Give us this positive energy. Help us wake up from the matrix. Ah, boom. You can't find one. You can't find one. Nah, man. You need you need the man because the great grand holy mother made the man. Nobody is more powerful than the source motherboard, great grand holy mother, and obviously she allowed man to be, and now man is here. You can't get rid of that. You can try to diminish that. You can try to do any one of those. But I guarantee you, the black God man can go anywhere and get any bitch. The black woman can't go anywhere and get any nigga. The black woman can't go anywhere and get any man. Okay? So let's talk this. Let's talk this talk. Do you think white women smell weird? Who cares? I don't care about how no person smells. Small minds discuss people. Average minds discuss events. Great minds discuss ideas. I'm a great mind and I'm discussing an idea. That idea is under the spell. Black people, we under the spell. Okay? See? So now, boom. I ain't gonna lie, I be tapped into my other profile, but you help me wake up to the BS around us every day. Appreciate you, Doc. No worries, man. No worries. But check this out. So we go to school and they cool us down. They quiet our throat chakra. They quiet our voice. Why? Because when you go in class, you got to do what? Be quiet in class. You can't be talking in class. You're gonna get disciplinary actions. All kind of stuff gonna happen. Wait a minute. Then they hit you with this ritual. So after they indoctrinate you, because remember, they got to indoctrinate you so that you know how to read what they tell you to read. They know how to write, how they tell you to write. You know how to count, how they tell you to count. So now when you do that, and it's time for them to feed you the entertainment enchantment, you understand what the enchantment is. And they're gonna have you enchanted with ball players, actors, rappers, models, and everything that ain't got nothing to do with everything that ain't got nothing to do with you breaking free of the spell. Let's get that clear. Let's get that clear. I remember coming up, they said, I wanna be like Mike. Had everybody wanting to be Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is a scumbag. Michael Jordan is a scumbag. Right? Boom. So when you understand this, let me see. So where do we go from here? We about to we got to we no, white race don't rule the earth. No, we don't. The white race don't rule the earth. It only appears as if they rule the earth. I just told you the hierarchy. The hierarchy, setting the Orion Queens. After setting the Orion Queens, it's the Archons. After the Archons, it's the Reptoids or the reptiles. After the reptiles, it's the Moors. After the Moors, it's the what? The white people, the Freemasons. The white folks are on the bottom. The white people are at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to magical frequency. White, black, Hispanic, and Asian are all in on the spell to keep the black American under the spell. So boom, we get entertainment. So what it said right here, music, movies, media aren't just for fun. They're mass rituals engineered to engineer for mind control and energy harvest. Mind control is very important. Mind control is very important. You know why mind control is very important? Because he who controls the mind controls reality. Because every single thing that you're looking at in this reality came from somebody's mind. The couch you sitting on came from somebody's mind. The chair you sitting in came from somebody's mind. The clothes you have on came from somebody's mind. The hairstyle you got came from somebody's mind. The toothpaste you using came from somebody's mind. Every single thing in your environment comes from someone's mind, which makes this world a plane of the mental. We are literally living on the mental plane. Every single thing that you do came from somebody else's mind, which means what? Which means what? Mind control means reality control. He or she who controls the mind controls the reality. If you can control the majority of the black minds in America, you'll be able to control the reality of the world. Why? Because the reality of the world follows the swag, follows the lead of the black American. Whoever runs it, when do we take it? Taking it is already there for the taking. It's already there for the taking. What you mean? When do you take it again? You take it whenever you decide to become aware of it and take back your power. You don't know how to practice magic. You don't know how to delve off into the esoteric. You too scared to practice a spell. A spell was put on you. You too scared to use a spell to get it up off you. Let's talk about it. So let's get it. The music is Hertz frequencies. The Hertz frequencies program the what? Your mind. Your mind accept that Hertz frequencies as a reality, and you attract that reality in your life. This is why a lot of people can't get ahead nowhere, because y'all don't like to listen to affirmations. Y'all don't like to listen to Hertz frequencies that manifest positive outcomes. Y'all don't like to listen to positive motivational speeches, positive motivational speeches. Y'all don't like to listen to positive documentaries. Y'all don't like to listen to yoga and meditation. Y'all don't like to listen to, got a lot of things you don't like to be entertained by. They got so many different hurts that you can use to uplift your mind, body, spirit, and soul. But you never don't never practice the black craft. Look at that. Look what the white boy told you. White boy told you don't look what the white boy told you. He racist and don't even know it. He's so indoctrinated unto the system of the BLAC system that he's racist and don't even know it. What you mean don't practice the black? So black people can't practice black crafts? So black people can't practice black crafts? I'm just trying to show you. Black magic. What's wrong? What is wrong with black magic, nigga? You're under the spell of black magic right now. You're under the spell of black magic as we speak, and you're talking about never practicing. You better practice it to get from up under it, nigga. What the fuck is you talking about? This is how indoctrinated you Negroes are. This is how indoctrinated you Negroes are. And I don't care about what the white folks got to say. They babies on the earth. And if you want to talk about terms of age, the Caucasian race are not even toddlers yet, bro. The Caucasian race ain't even did a 10-piece on earth yet. They ain't even did 10,000 years on earth yet. What are you talking about? So if you're a dummy that listen to white folks, then you just that's the equivalent of a parent being bullied by a child. That's the equivalent of a parent being bullied by a child. How y'all gonna call yourselves kings and gods but children of Israel? Y'all niggas ain't making no sense. Y'all niggas ain't making no sense. You are a king, you are a god, you are a queen, you are a goddess, but you are children of Israel. And Israel is a splice between Isis, Ra, and El, aka Saturn. Isis, Ra, and Saturn, dude. What are you talking, man? But niggas don't understand because they're under a spell. And when you are under a spell, take the SP off a spell and you got what, y'all? Take the SP off a spell and you got what, y'all? Come on, put it in the chat so I can put it on the screen. Put it in the chat so I can put it on the screen. Take the SP off a spell and you got what, y'all? Let's see. We're gonna get this down in the butt. Boom. Maserati Mike, you going on the screen. Oh damn. Maserati Mike, let me get this. Let me show on stage. On stage. There you go. Boom. L. L like God? Nah, man. God is not Saturn is a god, but he is not the most high God. But El is his name, of one of his names. El. In the Bible, he's known as El Shaddai. El Hold on. El Shaddai, El all kind of L's. All kind of L. I gotta Google it. But EL. But it's not EL. It's L. See? This is why the Freemasons throw this up. L. Saturn. This is why they do this. L. See? You put it together, what? You put it together and you got a what? You got a what? You got a square. Let me get this dude out here. L don't mean God, stupid. L means Saturn, dummy. Yeah, I'm from here on out, Jordan Streeter, you a dumb cracker. Jordan Streeter is a dumb cracker. He don't know shit about nothing and keep on getting here talking about he trying to learn, but he always trying to teach some shit while he trying to learn. This is how I know you are an agent. You are an agent, my nigga. That's all you is. Okay? Because white and just in overall, just in overall perspective, let's get it clear. White people are stupid in general. Y'all don't have common sense in general. Y'all actually believe that the Bible is literal when it's a stolen story of allegories and mythology. A stolen story of allegories and mythology, okay? This is what the Bible is. And white people actually believe that a white guy named Jesus the Christ died on a cross for their evil pedophile sins and their evil raping sins and their evil murdering sins. And they just gonna die and get into the heaven and get forgiven of all of the evil that they done without karma ever touching them. This is what white people actually believe. And guess what? Black people, the dumbest people in the world. Why? Because y'all follow it. So that makes you dumber than a white person. Because at least the white person is going to the church and praising a white God, while your dumb ass is going to the church and praising the white God. So white people stupid, but black people stupider. White people are dumb, but black people are dumber. Okay? That's why SZA made the song about Saturn, wishing to go there and saying everything good on Saturn. Right. Come on, man. And why do all of the evil people in Hollywood always give God the glory and praise if God is the God, if God is so good? Our people are under a spell. We're not slow. Our people are under a spell. White people, black people, Hispanic people, Asian people get together in secret societies every Wednesday, every Sunday, and they hold hands and they do all kind of fires and sacrifice all kind of children and do all kind of evil things behind closed doors to make sure that the perpetuation of the spell that is on the mental minds of black people in America stay in place, because we are not the children of Israel, stupid. We are Israel. We are the God of Israel. We are the God of Isis. We are the God Isis Ra El. I just said that. I just said black, white, Hispanic, Asian. Hispanic people stupid as hell too. But at least when Hispanic people go to, remember Latin, that's where Hispanic come from. So when a Hispanic person goes to church, they're praying to Jesus. They're praying to Jesus. Jesus looks like them. When the Indian man goes to the temple, he is praying to Kali, and he's praying to Shiva, and he's praying to Brahma. The Indian God looks like the Indian man. The Hispanic God looks like the Hispanic man. The white God looks like the white man. The goddamn Chinese God looks like the Chinese man. Black people are the only ones under the spell. Black people want to be Buddhist. They don't look like you. Black people want to be Indians. They don't look like you. Black people want to go worship Jesus. White people, they don't look like you. Black people want to learn Spanish before they learn, like, fuck all that. Why learn Spanish when you can go learn computer codes? Because everything in life is algorithms and computers. You see? You too, I bet. No, I don't. This is my full-time job, stupid. Supreme consciousness, your consciousness is not that supreme. You're a dummy. I go to work for myself. I've been working for myself for the last 11 years since I've been woke. I'm 43, nigga. I woke up when I was 33. For the last 10, 11 years, I've been working for myself, because the first thing that came to my mind when I woke up was, I can't work for no more crackers. I can't work for no more white folks. I can't be calling myself a black god who manifests with the laws of magic and the great grand holy mother universe, but I gotta go clock in and work and let the white boy cut my check. Stupid. Supreme consciousness, you a dumb motherfucker. See how that go? Let's call a spade a spade. And ask anybody that's been following me. They've been following me for years. I've been doing this for years. You ain't gonna never see me going to nobody. Nigga, I'd rather be homeless, living in a homeless shelter than fucking working for the cracker, nigga. And what's up? I'd rather be homeless in a homeless shelter than working for the cracker, nigga. Getting it out the mud, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? Why would the parent gotta go work for the child when the child's supposed to be working for the parent? See? We're God's ourselves, what you're saying, and can manifest. No, we are literally God Himself expressing Himself as omnipresence. You can't say that God is omnipresent and God not be present in everywhere that presence can exist. And you can't say that God is present where everywhere presence is existing and not be what it is present in. So literally, I know y'all hate to hear it, but literally, God is the devil. Is the devil does the devil dwell in a particular place? Yes. Isn't God dwelling within all particular places through omnipresence? Yes. So that means God is omnipresent in the devil, which means the devil and God are one and the same. The devil is just God expressing himself at a negative low frequency. See? At a negative low frequency. You have to understand why the devil wears red. The devil represents the what? The root chakra. The devil represents the root chakra. The root chakra is dealing with all of our lower earthly needs. We the devils and we the gods. And we can choose which one we want to be at whatever given time, seesawing from both day to day. Seesawing from both day to day. One day you was acting like a devil, treating yourself wrong, treating yourself horrible, and then you got awakened into God's consciousness, and then you started treating yourself right, treating yourself with honor, treating yourself with integrity, treating yourself with spirituality, treating yourself to good food, treating yourself, yeah, positive and negative ain't nothing but two sides to the same coin. You live in a world of duality. That's why there's two pillars in the Freemasonic Hedgehog people club. Two pillars. One pillar represents positive, one pillar represents negative. One pillar represents Cancer, the other represents Capricorn. Come on now. Come on now. See, the fact that you got to try to be positive lets you know that you're under the spell. When a baby comes out of the womb, a baby is naturally positive. The only time a baby gets negative is when a baby's needs aren't being met, because it can't do for itself. But if a baby could do for itself, trust me, the baby will change his own diaper. The baby will fix his own bottle. The baby will do everything. But it's frustrating that you are in a baby's body and you are spirit and soul inside of a baby body, but you can't do for yourself. So you start, this shit is horrible. I should have never signed up to come here. Why in the hell did I decide to come and play the game 3D Life on Earth? I don't know why. That's what babies be doing. Babies be pissed off that they signed up that, man, I don't even know who I am anymore. Okay? I look at it like this. Without the world of duality, we live in a world of duality where everybody think they got a choice, but they only got one. I'm never a Freemason. Never. I'm a Mason. I am a Mason. See that? I am a Mason. I am not a Freemason. There's a difference. You know that, right? There's a difference. You know that, right? Us Masons, we ain't have to join no sorority. We ain't have to join no fraternity. We ain't have to join no particular organization in order to be a Mason. Most Masons you're going to see are black people. Most Freemasons you're going to see are white people. It's just that simple, buddy. Not rocket science. It's just that simple, Mr. Jordan Streeter. It's just that simple. I am a son of the mother, my son. There you go. Break it down for him, Maserati. Maserati, if this was school, you'd be that nerd in class getting all the answers right and everybody be mad at you. See? So, no, I'm not. No, I will never. I never have been, and I'll never will be a Freemason. I am a Mason. I can put that on. I can put that on everything. I'm a Mason. Why? Because I'm a builder. I am a creator. I'm a generator, organizer, destroyer. I am God in flesh. I am a son of the mother, my son. See? Easy. See? It's very, 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 very easy. Now, you ready for this? You ready for this, George Streeter? Why don't you admit that you're a Freemason and we can move on? How about that, Jordan? How about you admit that you're a Freemason and we can move on? How about you admit that you're a Freemason and your organization answers to the Moors and the Moors answer. See, then we gotta make sure we understand who this cabal is. The cabal is not men. The cabal is not men, y'all. No, I'm not. I'm not anti anything. I'm pro. I'm anti. I am not anti anything. I am pro everything, nigga. I'm not anti anything. I am pro everything. See, I speak in terms of positive. I speak in terms of positive. All right, boom. For real, man. Look, check this out. You ready? So the entertainment ritual, they hit you with the Hertz frequencies on the TV. They hit you with the commercials, right? On the TV and the phone. They hit you with the phone. The phone has a frequency. You can't see the waves of the phone, but the waves of the phone exist, or you would not be able to see me. See? The waves of the TV exist. You can't see the TV waves, but you sure watching some TV, right? You can't see the radio waves, but you sure listen to the radio. You can't see the computer's waves, but you sure got on a computer. So these waves that are in existence, these are called ELFs, 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 extremely low frequencies. These extremely low frequencies lower our immune system, lower our mental state, lower our defense system, and now the frequencies are able to creep into the DNA and what? Program or reprogram us. Now, what do they reprogram us with? TV shows, right? Think about it. TV show. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V. Tell, lie, vision. Tell lies to your vision. You ready? Then they're going to program you with the what? The music. They're going to program you with the music. And then they're going to hit you with some subconscious programming. Because every single love song you hear, they got to say baby. Baby, baby, baby. That's a secret song, a secret ode to the fact that they take and they use babies in their rituals. See? Oh, music. Yeah, the music are sick muses, right? But understand that's the light of the ill ones, the ill illuminated, the sick light. Okay? But remember, the key word in muse is use. And what is use? I use is the key to Capricorn. Who is the Lord of Capricorn? Saturn. Once again, this is how you know Saturn runs the world. When you go get married, you got to go get a black cube box and put a ring inside of a black cube box, aka the rings of Saturn. Come on, man. This shit is easy. You're under a spell. How many people bought a ring for your girl, a ring for your lady? I got to go to a commercial break real quick. Dog. And after I get back from this commercial break, we getting it in.
Andemigen, beings of immense power forged from the essence of the cosmos itself. A fusion of angels and demons, dragons and jinn, gnomes and fairies, and all magical creatures, known and unknown. They are not bound by time, nor by the limitations of mortal existence. They are the architects of fate, the silent forces moving between dimensions, unseen yet ever present. Their energy flows through the veins of creation, influencing the rise and fall of civilizations. Each Andemigen is the guardian of one of the 88 constellations, their presence etched into the heavens, guiding the balance of the universe. They are more than celestial overseers. They are algorithm gods, an ancient and omnipotent species that governs the hidden codes of reality itself. Some wield the fire of dragons, their breath igniting the very core of stars. Others command the winds of celestial realms, whispering secrets across the cosmos. Some walk among mortals, their presence veiled, shaping destiny with the mere flicker of a thought. They are neither good nor evil. They are beyond such simple definitions. Their wisdom is eternal, their strength limitless. The forces they control are not to be taken lightly.
All right, I'm back. My bad. I had to take a little break real quick. Boom. Boom. So now we're gonna get in. So now we're getting into this part. So they program you with the music, right? Now remember, take the M off of music, and you got what? Music. You sick. Take the M off of music, and you got you sick. You sickos. You weirdos. You strangers. You 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 See, understand this. Understand this. So they hit you with the music and they program it and all move and they hit you with the music, right? Them hertz frequencies. Then they hit you with what? They hit you with the shows. If I take the ready, if I take the S off a show, I got how. So this is how we do it. How? How? Take the S off a show and I got how. I take the S off a show and put it at the end of show and I got hows. Houses. Houses of the zodiac. What are you talking about, Chakra? I'm not talking about nothing. I'm just speaking and I hope you hear me. Okay? I'm just speaking and I hope you hear me. Boom. Music, movies, and media aren't just for fun. There are mass rituals engineered to mind control and energy harvesting. They harvest your energy through the music. They harvest your energy through the movies. Think about it. Let's look at the word movie. It's move, the word move with an I in it. When you go to the movie theater, you go sit in the theater where you got to move your eyes, kind of like in rapid eye movement when you're asleep. When you're looking at the movie, you're doing this. Yeah, or you staring at it like this. Ooh. Your eyes are the windows to the what? Soul. So the moves in the film the moves in the film are speaking to your soul because your soul is the eye and your eyes are the windows to the third eye. Your two eyes are the windows to the third eye. Kind of like I told you, your body is a machine, your brain is a computer, and the machine computer that your body can be likened unto is a car. And all cars have windshields. That's your eyes. All cars have windshield wipers. That's your eyelids to wipe the windows. Your eyelids wipe the windows. See? Your spirit soul, literally, if you poke a hole right here, you'll come across your pineal gland, and your spirit soul is living inside of the pineal gland. Right there. This is why Indians and Hindus and stuff like that put that on their third eye. That's called your third eye. It's called your third eye chakra, to be exact. So now, with that being said, when you go to watch the film and watch the moves within the film, you are now programming yourself to be controlled in the mind and harvest for your energy because you think those movie theaters, you make you look the eater. You spell theater and it's the eater. Who eating what? They're eating your energy. They're feeding off of your energy. Energy harvesting for who? Energy harvesting for the archons. Energy harvesting for the reptiles. Energy harvesting for all of the beings who feed off of the negative energies that come off of your body when you are literally watching and entranced by a movie. To move the eye. To move the eye. Move eyes. To move the movie. See? But we ain't getting it. We still actually think a movie is a movie. We don't think that it's a spell. Nobody watches a movie and says, "Oh, let me cut on this spell to get programmed by this spell." Nobody said that. Niggas say, "Man, I'm about to watch that new Captain America movie." I'm the only one said, man, I'm about to get this Captain America movie so I can see the different spells that they got in it that they still got my people under. It just hit different when you know magic. Life hit different when you know magic. Yep, they feed off of you. And last time I went to see the movie Smile with my son, after the movie, it felt weird, like it was really happening. Yeah, because in retrospect, in retrospect, it is really happening on a spiritual level. On a spiritual level, this is what's happening. But you have to have the wherewithal and the spiritual discernment to know that you are being tricked and under a spell. Okay, so then they're gonna hit you with the music videos. Then they're hitting you with the TV shows and the sitcom. Calmly sit and be programmed by this machine that is the shape of a cube, that is the shape of a square or a rectangle. And guess what? Because a rectangle ain't nothing but a rectangle, an angle that is rect. Anyways, There and these shows are engineered to feed scripts to your mind, prescriptions to your mind. Then your mind can now become conditioned and see the reality that they want you to see, not the reality that the universal great grand holy mother designed for you to see. See? So these we go to the eaters, because that's what a theater is. The eaters, they represent the eaters. The eaters of what? The eaters of your soul's energy. You go to the eater. The eater feeds you the eater feeds you some moves for your eyes to see, for your eye to see, right? Odyssey for your odyssey, for your that move is a journey. You go to the move for your eye to see, your eye, the odyssey. What I just said, I don't know. Anyway, you go to the movie for your eye to see what? The programming that they want you to believe. Because that programming from the movie, they're going to mirror that programming with something called what? Predictive programming in the what? Media, the news. See? The news. If I take the S off of news and put it at the beginning, you got snooze. Damn. Anyway, ain't nothing new about the news though. The word is called the news, but ain't nothing new about it. They keep showing you the same old thing under the spell. Wait a minute. Let's get into it. You ready? The currency curse. Now we getting deeper. Cause all us worship the devil in this sense. All us worships the devil in this sense. Boom. Somebody said we got to change the script and take it over again. The only way you can change the script is by actively practicing a sorcery or magic that goes against the actual script. The currency curse. We love us some money, don't we? Now remember, the money is another way to show you how God is the devil. About to break it down. The dollar is a sigil. Money is energy, and banks are temples. You are not chasing wealth. You're you're fueling a ritual. And I keep trying to tell y'all this. Banks are not banks. They are actual temples. Jewish temples to be exact. Jewish temples to be exact. All right. The bank is a Jewish temple. The dollar is another form of the shekel. But let's get deeper. This is how you know that God is the devil. Because the Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil. We're in America where the root chakra of the earth is located, and don't nobody love money more than Americans. And on that money that God said, if you love it, it will be evil. The Bible, not God. The Bible said, if you love this, it will be the root of all of the evils in your life. right? That same sigil piece of paper has on it, "In God we trust." This is how you know that God is the devil, because if God really sanctioned the dollar and God really sanctioned money, then those of us who love it, we're proverbially loving God, right? We're proverbially loving God. If we love the dollar, we love God. But the Bible says if you love the dollar, you're the root of all evil. You ready for this? This is how you know that God is the devil and the church is his curse. Because because what is the church's number one thing that they want you to do? They want you to what? Tithe and pay offering. They want you to pay that money. Why? Because on that money is a sigil called "In God We Trust." On that money is a sigil that says "Novos Ordo Seclorum Annuit Coeptis." Annuit Coeptis is New World Order. Novus Ordo Seclorum means what? Order out of chaos. And that's, my friend, how you understand that God is the devil and the real church is not church. The real church is the bank. And as you can see right here, that the devil stole his information, stole his knowledge, stole his power from God. Because who did that eye on the top of, who did that eye represent? That eye represents, now it represents the eye of providence, which is Saturn. But before the dollar, that eye represented the eye of Ra, the eye of Horus. Okay, so now you take that. Remember, let's go. This is how you know dollar. The dollar is magic. You ready? The root word of dollar is doll, like a baby doll. Voodoo doll. The number one voodoo doll in the world is the dollar. The doll R. Remember that. And they made sure they put my name Ra at the end of it in reverse to solidify the voodoo doll on y'all. When you go to church and wait a minute, I'm about to get we got to get to church. We got to get to church. The currency curse. The currency curse. Man, money is magic. Fiat currency, banks, and debt all operate under symbols and sigils that siphon your spiritual energy. This is why so many people chasing after money instead of figuring out how to make themselves so valuable that they just attract the money to them. Okay? That they just attract the money to them. Okay, understanding this plight will understand you once again. The dollar is what? A rect angle, an angle that is rect. Wait a minute, let's go. Your birth certificate is a what? Square with a compass circle called a stamp. Pop on it. Your social security card is a square, Saturn. Your school, you got to write on paper. That paper is what? Square or rectangular in nature, in shape. Did you know that Mother Nature doesn't make squares? There is not, yeah, look, a rectum, butthole, but even a butthole is round, which means it's natural. A square is not natural. You can't find nowhere where Mother Nature is making squares. Mother Nature don't make squares. Man did. See? Wipe a nigga nose. Look at this here. So the school you go to, you writing with a cylindrical pencil, which is like representative of a circle, and you're taking that cylindrical pencil or pen and you're writing on a square, compass square. You under the spell of Sonic the Hedgehog people. Wait a minute. Entertainment. When you're watching your phone right now, your phone is a rectangle, a rectangle. When you're watching your computer is a square. Your TV is a square or a rectangle, depending on what kind of TV you have. Let me see. Uh, your dollar. Your dollar is a rectangle. Sorry, your dollar is a rectangle. But your coins are a circle. Once again, compass, compass square. Even in school, in math, when you go to school, they give you a what? They give you the try thingy. I forgot what it's called right now. It's slipping my mind, but it's the thing with the point at the end. You stick your finger in, so you can make a perfect circle. Uh, and in school, in math, numbers can be squared and numbers can be cubed. After cubed, it's power. Fourth power, fifth power, sixth power. But before the powers comes what? Square. And after the square comes what? Cube. Square has 4 sides, cube has 6. See? So understanding that everything points back to the devil, aka Yahweh, aka Saturn, because Saturn and Yahweh are one and the same being. I don't know what makes y'all think they're different when the similarities are uncanny. The similarity, yeah, when somebody said school, yeah, school, everything you do made in squares, right? The couch you're sitting on is a rectangle. The cushions that are on the couch are squares. The house and the room that you're in your house is square shaped. Your house is judged by what? Square feet. When we travel, we are judged by what? Square miles. Our refrigerator is one big ass rectangle. Your cabinets are square, are cubes with square doors. Your tub is a square, unless you got a circular or a cylindrical tub, and still it's following the Freemasonic compass and square build build building structure. You go to church, squares on the windows. You got squares on the windows of your house. Your car is a square, but your car is a square, but your tires are circles, compasses, and squares. Your speedometer and your radio monitor is a square, but your steering wheel is a circle. Look at the spell they got you under. Look at the spell they got you under. You are under a spell. Now, wait a minute. Now we're about to get to the good part. What? We're going to get to this part right here. And then we're going to get to the lanyard parts of it. All right? Wait a minute. Then they hit you with the religious programming. Faith has been filtered, sacred symbols inverted. You were taught to fear your power and bow to theirs. How were you taught to fear your power? Oh, magic is bad. Magic is weak. You better not practice no black magic. You better not practice no black this. You better not practice no black this. So hold on. What is his name? Jordan. We should practice white magic. That what you saying? Forget. Don't practice black magic. Just practice white magic. Jordan? Huh? Because you the one that said don't practice black magic. I think black people should practice black magic and white people should practice white magic. How about that? Or how about black people should practice all magics because all magics and like all colors and all races come from black people. But we need to change our name from black people to something different. We need to change our name to higher up people. We need to change our name to ancient ones. We need to change our name to gods and goddesses and start naming ourselves after actual gods and goddesses. I'm dying to meet a nigga named Inky. I'm dying to meet a nigga named I'm dying to meet a nigga named Inky. I'm dying to meet a nigga named the real Osiris, not no motherfucking YK Osiris. I'm dying to meet him. Yeah, you see, I'm tweaking to meet somebody with a godly name, so I can say peace, God. But religion has been weaponized. This is how I know that Christians are the devil. Because Christianity, in and of itself, was born from murder. Do you know how many people had to get murdered in order for Christianity to exist on a global scale? There was something called the Crusades back in the day, and those Christian crusaders went around and murdered people if they did not get down or lay down with Jesus. Hmm? How can you know that the Christian religion was born from the corruption of murder, but still follow the institution, the constructs, the rules, and the regulations, knowing that the Bible and the characters of the Bible and the Christian religion itself is a murderous religion? So murderous that they even murdered God's son in the goddamn Bible. Oh no, let me stop. John 3:16 shouldn't say, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. No, call a spade a spade. For God does not love the world, so he sacrificed his only begotten son. What does that remind you of? That reminds you of Uranus and Saturn. Saturn is the father, Saturn is the, I mean, Saturn, Uranus is the father of Saturn. Saturn plotted to kill his father because his father plotted to kill him as the son. See? This shit is elementary. How can you follow Christianity or Islam when both religions was born of murder? And the first commandment is thou shalt not murder. Thou shalt not murder, aka thou shalt not kill. I take the K off of it, kill, and I got what? Ill. Ill people kill people. And then they go glorify the song. Yeah, I got that Yappo and that Draco, and I'm hitting them with that whoop-de-whoop. You're glorifying murder. You're a devil. You're the devil. I'm not hating on you. You ain't got no you can't do anything with my life, but understand who you are and stop acting like you some holier than thou motherfucker. Nah, you're the devil. Treat the devil like a devil and treat God like God. That's how you do that. Treat the devil like the devil and you treat God like God. Now wait a minute. Religion has been weaponized against you. I'm gonna show you how. It filters out your ancestral connection. What's your ancestral connection? Your connection to all of the magical things that your ancestors left for you to practice, but church killed them, murdered them out of you. You know what? You want to know why life is so boring? You want to know why life is so dull and life is so uneventful for you? Because you do not practice your ancestral magic. You rather go into the indoctrination and the miseducation of religion. Because for y'all to believe that this white dude walked on water and that this white dude coming back to save y'all from y'all negative ass sins is complete pure delusion. You don't believe in magic and you say magic is bad, but you believe in an invisible God that is angry. You believe in an invisible God that calls himself the jealous one. For I am the Lord. I am the jealous one. I am a jealous God. This is what your script, this is what the script. Remember, the Bible is nothing but scripts in a play. Your script. That's what the Bible is your script. Now, you are going into a book that literally, you are following a book that literally reinforces and solidifies the delusion that you are actually doing something benevolent, that you are actually doing something righteous by actually following an institutional religion that has its foundation rooted in racism and murder. Racism and murder is the foundation of Christianity. Racism and murder is the foundation of Islam. The I, self, law, am master. Foundation of it. Them Arabs don't like you. Why are you calling yourself a Muslim? Who is a Muslim? A man that's bowing down, hitting his head to the floor of Saturn. And once in your lifetime, you got to go visit the Saturn cube in Mecca. and do your and make some rings around it. Ring around the rosy, pocket full of toesy, ashes, the ashes. Come on now, y'all ain't stupid, and y'all like to call it faith. It's the faith filler. It installs guilt that you committed a actual human behavior. Oh, you thought about another woman while you was married, nigga. That's lust. You're a sinner. That's the guilt trip. Oh, you had sex and a baby without getting married under the laws of Saturn. You are an infidel. You are what they call a fornicator. There go those insults. If you die without believing in Jesus as your holy Lord and Savior, you're going to hell. That's the fear. And then they beat you into submission. Because most people go to church, don't even want to be there. They just going because they mama, they daddy, they sister, they brother, that's just what they do. But if people really like church, they will respect church. But when you go to church, you can see women dressed more scantily clad than street hookers on the street. I know the Bible said come as you are, but damn, I thought they had some type of and the Bible don't say that. I know the saying is come as you are, but they don't got no type of decency. Let's analyze how they got a church in every single hood, but not in every single suburb. Hmm? As a matter of fact, my Christian mom been listening the past hour, and she's demanding me to mute the TV and flick holy water around the house. You know why? You know why? Because your Christian mother is fearful of her ancestral rights. Your Christian mother is guilty of following a religion that gives sanction to murder. You know how many people God killed in the Bible? Over 2 million. And y'all like to call, and y'all don't want to call a spade a spade. Well, let's show you how God is the devil. You ready? Not only did God kill the most people in the Bible, right? The number one enemy, the first enemy of God was who? The Egyptians. AKA who? The American black people. When Moses was doing his thing, who he was trying to free himself from? The what? The pharaohs, aka the Egyptians, when there has never been a record in actual human existence that the Egyptians had slaves. They didn't need slaves. Why? They had superior telepathy. They had superior telekinesis. They had superior clairvoyance. They had superior magic. And this is how you know that all Christians are magicians in disguise. And the reason why she wants you to do the holy water, because your mom really might be an agent and you don't even know it. See, your mom might be the agent trying to get you to stop listening to the truth while she's what? Because if she didn't want to hear it, all she had to do was just go in her room. All she had to do was just go somewhere where this is not on the TV. But the fact that she's sitting there listening to me shows you what? That number one, she's trying to fight you, fight me, and stop you from hearing what I have to say. But understand this, that most majority of people who are Christians, they're in on the trick against the human race, specifically the blacks in America. Why? Because there's a church in every hood. Man, sometimes they got churches right next to you. They got a church right here, and then a block down, they got a church down there. What you trying to tell me? Y'all couldn't get along enough to pool your resources and go to one church? And God is not found in the church. You can't find God in the church because the Bible says, where is God? The kingdom of heaven is within. God dwells within us. But I guarantee, remember, and Catholics are the original Christians. Remember, Catholics are the original Christians. Catholics are the ones that went on the crusades and killed everybody to make them become Christian. You heard what Malcolm X said. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. We did not ask the pilgrims to come here. The pilgrims voted and decided to come here. And when they came here with all of their diseases. They came here with all of their murderous tactics. They came here and befriended the local natives, murdered, pillaged, raped, killed them under the rulership of the Moors. Under the rulership of the Moors, under the instruction of the Moors, and they subdued the Egyptians, some of them, not all of them. They do subdue some of the Egyptians over here on the motherland of America, to America, And guess what they did? They forced us into certain chattel slaveries. And then they gave us a book, a Bible that reinforced that slavery. Go read the book, go Google the part, and Google in your Google Bible verse where the Lord condones slavery. Bible verse where the Lord condones rape. Controversial Bible verse where the Lord condones and actually sanctions murder and baby killing. It says, go smite them, man, woman, and child. What type of God needs to kill a child in order to establish its godhood? That's devilish. What kind of God got to sacrifice his child, his only son? And the Bible says, do not love the world. But the Bible in John 3:16 said, for God so loved the world. So God is a goddamn deadbeat parent. Why? Because he want you to do what he said do, but he ain't even following his own goddamn rules. He said, thou shalt not kill. He didn't kill the most. He said, thou shalt not steal. He let his prophets steal the most. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. Then why did you covet Mary, Joseph's wife, God? All of the virgins in the world, you had to pick Joseph's wife? You had to pick a nigga wife? Hmm? Come on now. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. But you can read the Bible verse where it said God put a lying spirit in his mouth. Hmm? Huh? Miss Catholic? Miss Catholic? Explain this to me. Explain this to me. Why God say don't do it to you for you don't do it, but he go right around and do it. Why did God lie to Adam and Eve and said the day that you eat of the tree, you shall surely die? But they ate of the tree and they gained knowledge of good and evil and they lived to be 939 years. And God said, let us kick them out of the garden before they eat of the tree of life and become gods like one of us and live forever. Wait a minute. Who is this us you speaking about, Lord? And why did you say, let us make man in our image if you are the sole number one source creator? If you are the beginning and the ending, the Alpha and Omega, the source of all living, why did you need a us to create us? Why didn't you say, and the Lord said, let me make man in my image and in my likeness, and he shall do what I tell him to do. It didn't say that. It said, let us make man in our image and in our likeness, which means God had help. And that which means he ain't that powerful of a God if he needed help, motherfucker. If he needed help, he ain't that powerful. Miss me with the bull corning. Miss me with the bull crapping. And guess what? Let's go into the Catholicism real quick. Catholics are the number one perpetrators of pedophilia. Catholics are the number one offenders of sexual misconduct of all the religious institutions. Of all the religious institutions, Christianity and Islam are the top two institutions that are the top offenders of sexual molestation with children. Tell me I'm lying, Miss Catholic. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You trying to tell me you look into the eyes of the Pope and you see God? Huh? You trying to tell me you go to the Vatican and you look in the eyes of the popes and the cardinals, and that's astrology in itself, cardinal. Cardinal, you guess who the real cardinals are? Aries, Libra, Cancer, and Capricorn. That's the real cardinals. Come on now. Come on now. We're gonna talk some sports because I know this Bible in and out. I know Catholicism. I know baptisms. I know exorcisms. I know for a fact. I know for a fact that it is not in a man's nature to cut himself off from sexual activity. So, but guess what a priest does? A priest says, I'm going to suppress my sexual nature in the name of the Lord and take those sexually repressed desires and turn them on little kids. Huh? And how? And then look, and then the Catholic Church is living blasphemy because the Catholic Church Pope says he's the representation of God on earth. And the Bible says you shall have no other gods before me, right? So why do y'all put the Pope before God? Hmm. Wait a minute. If God is so righteous in the Bible, why did he let Jacob, the supplanter, steal Esau's birthright and still gave him and still blessed him and still gave him all of the blessings. He stole. God said, "Thou shalt not steal." But Jacob stole Esau's birthright and got blessed for it. How is that godly? That is complete devil mania. That is complete devil mania. You cannot steal and still call yourself godly because cleanliness is next to godliness and stealing is hella dirty. Cleanliness is next to godliness and stealing is hella dirty. This is how you can know when somebody is filled with demons and demonic. They don't like to take showers. They don't like to take baths. They don't keep themselves clean. Because when you keep yourself clean, then what? Now you're getting lean with it. Now you're getting rocked with it. Why? Because cleanliness is next to godliness. Let's say there is a heaven. Let's say that there is a heaven. You think when you get up to heaven, heaven gonna be clean, or heaven gonna have the maids up there dusting off all the lights in that bitch? Now let's talk about hell. Take the H off of hell, and you got what? L, Saturn. Okay, now let's talk about L. You think it's gonna be clean, spick and spot, and spick and span when you get to hell, or you think it's gonna be dirty as hell? Okay, 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 man. I'm just speaking some sports, man. There's a church every mile within wherever you at. Wherever you at right now, you can go. You can find a church within a couple miles. You never found that weird? You never found that strange? You never found that America has the most churches, but America is the most corrupt. America, and so let's break down how the spell works because I'm naming all these institutions so I can break down how the spell works. Boom. I didn't mean to go this long, but the fire of the great grand holy mother is burning within me, and I must let it burn. Okay. Boom. How has religion has been weaponized? Remember, I told you they killed people in order to make them Christian. And if she's a Catholic, then she needs to read about the Council of Nicaea. The Council of Nicaea is when they took magic, fused it with what? Religion, and hid it in plain sight. For instance, when you're at the church in Catholic and you say amen, do you know what you're actually referring to when you say the word amen? You are giving homage to Amen Ra, the Egyptian god of the sun. This is why you go to church on Sunday to commemorate Ra. Okay? Come on now. I kid you no word of lie. I kid you no word of lie. When you are partaking into the flesh of Christ, symbolic cannibalism, and the blood of Christ, symbolic vampirism, you are participating in a magical ritual called communion. You are symbolically cannibalizing the flesh of a black man. You are symbolically vampirizing, practicing vampirism on the flesh of on the blood of a black man. And it might be grape juice, it might be some type of red wine, some juice, but it is symbolic of the blood of Christ. Why? Because Christ was Yahweh's sacrifice. So the reason why because Satanism is just a flip coin, the flip side coin, the tails of the coin of Christianity. Heads is Christianity, Catholicism, Baptist, Baptist, Protestant, Catholic. That's heads. Tails, Satanism, and all of the evil things. So now they put a church on every corner, strategically, geometrically. They got churches everywhere. Why? Because these churches are harvesting houses. Why you think the Bible speaks about harvest so much? Remember, why do you think Christ called Christian people the flock? You are his flock. A flock of what? Flock of what? Your livestock. What do they do with livestock? They eat them. They sacrifice them. This is the word, man. You ain't gotta believe me. Go look at the word. Boom. You ready for the kicker? Here we go. I'm about to show you all now, and I'm bringing back full circle. You can be like, damn, we is under a spell. Occult targeting of black DNA. Okay, your melanin holds memory. Your DNA is multi-dimensional. That's why your body and mind, you ready? This is why your body and mind are targeted through your diet, disease, and doctrine. What's the doctrine? You follow the doctrine of the hospital. You follow the doctrine of the music. You follow the doctrine of the entertainment. You follow the doctrine of the movies. You follow the doctrine of the radio. You follow the doctrine of the school. You follow the doctrine of religion. You follow the doctrine of banking. You follow the doctrine of politics. You follow the doctrine of business. You follow the doctrine of politics, media. Wait a minute. You ready? Hold on. Wait. You follow the doctrine. You follow the doctrine of politics, media, education, business, military, medicine, banking, religion, the black market, and the stock market. You follow the doctrine of these 10. Remember, they said the beast, the dragon shall have a head with 10 crowns. 10 heads and 10 crowns, those are the 10 crowns of the beast right there. Politics, media, education, business, military, medicine, banking, religion, stock market, black market. You follow the doctrines of the markets. You follow the doctrines of the areas of the beast, right? Those doctrines endow you with disease. Those doctrines give you horrible diet. Matter of fact, the key word in the word diet is die. The key word in the word diet is die. How do they get you with the diet? You actually think that Oreo cookie was healthy? This is how you know we're in the world of the devil. There is no majority of grocery stores. No, before that, we're gonna get to the corner store. Why do you think they got a church in every hood, and why do you think they got a corner store in every hood? If you look at the word corn, what is another word for corn? Maize. 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 So when you walk into a corner store, you're actually walking into a maze. Now, when you go into the corner, there are only two things healthy in a corner store: the water and the nuts. Water and nuts. Everything else in the corner store is unhealthy. You are literally taking your hard earned, well, it ain't hard earned because you think going to a job is hard. No, becoming an entrepreneur and sticking it out and staying an entrepreneur is hard. Going to work for a job is easy. You know how? I worked all my life until I was 33 years old. Going to my job when I was 33, for the first from 0 to 33 or whatever, that was easy compared to becoming and staying an entrepreneur. It's hard to become one and stay one over a decade. It's very hard, but it's more fulfilling and it's more worth it, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. Now, what happens is, you ready for the kicker? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Before we get into the spell breaker pack, let's get into it. So now, you're born with a square piece of paper with a circle stamp on it. Compass is square. You're born with a square card called a social security number. That's your UPC code to let you know that you are property of the Corporation of the United States of America, and through your straw man from which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all straw men. You got to remember this. They take that and they make your identity by giving, and they make sure that your mom and daddy give you a name that don't mean nothing, right? Then they send you to what? Then they send you to the school. But while you're born, they hit you with what? They hit you with immunization shot, hit you with vaccine, hit you with booster shot, they hit you with all kind of chemicals to alter the wiring of your brain and the wiring of your nervous system before you can even know what's going on. Your parents are supposed to protect you from this, but they don't, because they are afraid of the doctors. They are afraid of the medical establishment, because the medical establishment is going to send a white face in there, and that white face is going to kill, or most likely make your black ass ill. Now remember this, Black people are 5 to 7 times more likely to die in the care or hands of white folks. And I'm not saying this because of racism. I'm saying this because we have two different genomes. One genome is a melanated genome, the other genome is a non-melanated genome. And our insides and the way our hearts beat, everything will just be a tiny tad a bit different. And that tiny tad a bit difference can mean life or death on the operating table. Okay? Now, boom, you take that. And then as you get older, you start eating food. These foods are not foods. These foods are drugs masquerading as foods. You know how you know? Because the Food and Drink Administration. It's not the FDA is not the Food and Drug Administration. The reason why they call it Food and Drug Administration because drugs are masking around parading as foods. Drugs are masquerading around parading as food. But the FDA stands for food and drink. That's why they created what? The food pyramid. Pyramid, copying off Egypt, and then putting the wrong foods on the pyramid. Talking about you need pork, talking about you need fish, talking about you need meat, and all of these other things to survive. White people, they might do need that, but black people don't. Black people, y'all have something called melanin. You can go outside in the sun and create photosynthesis for yourself. Drink you some alkaline water, eat you some nice green leafy greens, fruits, and vegetables, then go in the sun and bake yourself, and you will be like Superman. Why do you think Superman gets his power from the sun? Why do you think that Superman has an S on his chest? That S don't stand for the house of Kal-El. That Kal-El, nigga, and then look, think about it, his name is Kal-El, right? But guess what? That S represents what? Number one, that S represents the spinal cord, the kundalini, the S, but that S represents the sun. This is why he gets his power from the sun. And this is how you know Superman is the devil, because he gets his power from the sun. But green kryptonite makes him weak. Green kryptonite makes him weak. That's crazy. How can Mother Earth make you weak when you are the sun? Let's keep it going. Now they got you from birth. They got you, and then they string you and they hook you on the formula. They're not giving you actual milk. They're giving you a formula. A formula is a math equation. A math equation comes with problems, and problems come with the ability to solve them. Okay? So they're treating you like a math problem because your body is a machine and your brain is a computer, and it speaks in the language of zeros and ones, aka binary code. Okay, so now when you go to school, you get indoctrinated into money. You get indoctrinated into all of these things. Now, the love of money is the root of all evil, but I would say money itself is evil. Money itself is evil. Why? Because everything that we got to pay for with money is supposed to be freely given to us. We got to pay for food, clothing, shelter, education, and medication, but we gotta pay for it with the sigil of the rectangle called "In God We Trust." Now, if God was in charge of the dollar, if God was in charge of the voodoo dollar, right? If God was in charge of this, if this was God's world, do you think he'll be charging us for food, charging us for lights, charging us for water, charging us for air, charging us for all of the things that come natural to us? No, he would not. But this is not God's world. For the Bible says that this world belongs to the prince of the air. And who is the prince of the air? Saturn, Satan, the devil. This is why the priest at the Catholic Church wears all black. Why? Because black represents the black cube Saturn, people. This is why the judge in the courtroom wears all black. Why? Because he is representing the black cube Saturn, people. This is why when you get married, the ring comes in a black box. That black box representing the black cube Saturn, and the ring inside representing the rings around Saturn. This is why all the rappers wear chains, because these chains represent what? Saturn, bro. See? You living in the world of Saturn. You living in the world of Satan. You living in the world of the devil. Yahweh is the devil, and the church is his curse. You'll never hear Catholics call God Yahweh. They only call him God. Why? Because they know that is the forbidden name to speak. You can't speak in his name. If you ain't as powerful as him, you can't speak his name. I'm powerful as him. I'm powerful than him. The great grand holy mother is my source. So I don't need to be afraid of no goddamn Saturn. I ain't trying to start no war with no Saturnians. because I got better things to do to be warring with y'all ass. But think about this. You ready? So now now that you got indoctrinated in school, right? So you've been indoctrinated in birth, hit with vaccines, and altered your DNA. Then you got indoctrinated in school and learned a craft called spelling, right? You're not really spelling, you're sattering. You feel me? Now, with that spelling, you learned a language. That language is how you interpret reality now. Now that you can interpret reality now with that language as a young person, you can now be entertained by the music, entertained by the movies, entertained by the negativity on the radio, entertained by the negativity on the TV, entertained by the negativity in these reality shows. These are false reality shows. These are realities of sick light. This is illuminated shows, not illuminated shows. Okay? So now that you're indoctrinated and entertained, clank, 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 you locked in, you're entertained. Now you got to figure out a way to go what? Chase the devil's money. This is how you know this is the land of the devil. Because not only when you go work to earn the devil's dollar, he taxes you on it. He hits you with an income tax. He hits you with a sales tax. He hits you with a property tax. He hits you with so many taxes. Taxes on taxes on taxes on taxes. Right? So now you're chasing this in God we trust sigil, because on the back of the sigil is the Egyptian concept of order out of chaos, the new world order, right? Boom. And then on top of that, people are willing to die, steal, and cheat and sell their souls for this same sigil called a dollar. Okay. Now remember, a dollar is a what? Bill. I take the bill off of what? I got what? Ill. That's the ill illuminated one. That's the ill light of Saturn. The sick light of Saturn. But this is why they call it sicko mode. Why? Because once you become ill, you then become, because you can't be ill without being sick. This is why everybody in the cabal, this is why everybody, all of the puppets, got some type of sickness wrong with them. From Wayne to everybody got some type of sickness wrong with them. Why? Because in order for you to be ill illuminated, you have to actually be ill. This is one of the rituals, right? This is illusion. This is one of their rituals that they go through in all of the world. All of the worlds go through this here. Okay, so boom. Now that they got you under the religion, boom, they say, boom. I mean, now that they got you under the spell of entertainment, now that they got you under the spell of currency, now they say, okay, boom, we got to find some way for him to use that money. One of the number one ways to use that money is going to church, tithes and offers. Another way to use that money is going out into their merchant shops and buying the poisons that are in the food, that are in the drink. And you think you going, think about it. So now you're under the spell of the TV. You're under the spell of the movie. This is why you even got a craving for Doritos anyway. This is why you even got a craving for McDonald's anyway. This is why you even got a craving for any of those things anyway, because you are literally influenced by the dollar. The dollar influences your mind, conditions your mind to want the things that the matrix has to offer you. And remember, what are the things the matrix has to offer you? All you got to do is check the Fortune 500. The Fortune 500 is actually should be called the Misfortune 500, because the majority of Fortune 500 companies bring misery, death, and destruction to the society, and not heal the society and uplift it. Okay, so now you are influenced by the dollar sign, right? The sign is a sigil. You are influenced by the dollar sign, and that dollar sign is bringing you slowly but surely out of the faith of the oneness of the kingdom of heaven. And the kingdom of heaven is within. And so you take that dollar and you walk into that merchant shop, and that merchant shop is a maze. It has aisles. You can walk it like a maze, right? And there's nothing healthy in that merchant shop except for nuts and water. Orange juice, the apple juice, none of that shit is healthy. All of it is falsely labeled high fructose corn syrup products. That's it. Why? Because the devil is a liar. You walked into his merchant shop, so that means you gave him the right to lie to you. When you go to the grocery stores are actually gross. When you go to the corner store is amazing. Then when you go to the corner store is not going to be owned by any American. The corner store is going to be owned by a foreigner. Why? Because they're in cahoots with the foreigners to make sure that they extrapolate the $2 trillion a year that the black people make a year out of this economy. Mm-mm-mm. It goes deep. So now you're taking that devil's dollar and going to the devil's store and buying a devil's food cake, a devil's fruit cake, right? Now you're going to the devil's playground, which is the church, and you're going to pay the devil tithes, and you're going to pay the devil offering with the devil's dollar. With the devil's dollar, you go and pay. See? Ain't nothing godly, ain't nothing righteous about it. But they'll make you think so. And then you're gonna take that dollar and spend it on chemicals masquerading as food. You're gonna take those chemicals, put them in your body, right? These ultimate, think about it, these chemicals in these cakes, these chemicals in these honey buns, these chemicals in all of these different so-called foods alters your mind state, alters the things that you're going to think, alters the emotions you're going to feel, alters everything in your ecosystem of the inner world that is called you, right? And then on top of that, you're gonna go eat dead animals. You're about to go eat dead flesh. You're about to go do all of the dead things and then expect the universe to be good to you when it's time to cash in on karmic balances. On karmic balances, right? The medical hospital gonna give you, the medical hospital gives you false medications. These medications, remember, medicate or medi comes from the Medici family. Back in the day, the Medici family, the Italians ran the world. The Italians ran it. And why you think America is called Rome? And Nicki Minaj named her alter ego Roman. See? So understand that the Italians run America. Why? Because America is Rome. And what do the Romans specialize in? Gladiator games, or distracting the people through gaming. It's distracting the people through gaming. And you see a lot of people distracted through gaming, especially black people. So now you're eating the horror. Look, so now you're eating the low frequency foods from the maze at the corner store. Then you're drinking the low frequency drinks from the liquor store, right? Then you're listening to the low frequency music and watching the low frequency TV shows, watching the low frequency movies, right? And then going to these low frequency temples called church. Mm. And then chasing after this low frequency energy called money. Hmm. And you not under a spell? How? How you not under the spell? Tell me how you not under the spell. I just told you how you is under the spell. Tell me how you not under the spell. And then they make us to then they force us to make sure that we pay bills every day so that we can stay ill every day. Because you can't be paying bills without being ill, because the root word in bills is ill. See how that go? But you have to understand that all spells are able to be broken. But remember, they hit us with our they throw a cast on our spell, cast a spell on our DNA. Our DNA is worth more than gold. So understand, every spell is meant to be broken. Every spell, remember this here. Our melanin holds memory. Your DNA is multidimensional. That's why your body and your mind, right? Your body and your mind are targeted through your diet, disease, and doctrine. They indoctrinate you, they hit you with diseases, and they make sure they give you drugs masquerading as food and call it a diet. The root word of diet is the word die. Your diet actually is the killer. Diet is the number one killer of Americans, because heart disease is the number one killer of Americans. And most heart disease, 95% of all heart disease, come from horrible diets. It all adds up. All right. The spell breaker path, rituals of reversal, ancestral power reactivated. It begins with awareness, intention, and the courage to deprogram. Right. You got to understand that this world, now, this is the part that you don't get. It goes so deep that your next door neighbors are paid agents, that your parents, that people that you think your parents are really not your parents, that the people that you think are your brothers and sisters and cousins and friends are really not your brothers, sisters, cousins, and friends. They're undercover operative to make sure that they keep the game going in your life so that you don't wake up to the knowledge that this life is a game. And in order for you to beat this game, you're going to have to what? Put down certain things that are stopping you from learning magic. Whatever's stopping you from learning magic, put it down, put it up, cut it off, get to the work. Get to the work. And I promise you life gonna look different. I promise you life gonna look up. But make sure that you understand that they put everything is in plain sight. They put it all in the movies. This is why we gotta this is why I gotta start doing my movie breakdowns again. Why? Because the movies show you how they put all of the stuff in the movies, but you still thinking it's just a sitcom. You still thinking it's just some bull crap. Nope. It is a real deal practice. It is a real deal sorcery. It is a real deal magic. And you have to be strong enough to wield the power of it. If you're not strong enough to wield the power of it, so help me God, you are dooming yourself to failure. And you don't want to doom yourself to failure because you don't want your body and your mind and your spirit and your soul to get used to losing. The only thing you want your body and mind and spirit and soul you want to get it used to losing is things that don't serve your growth. If it don't serve your growth, your body and your mind, your spirit and soul should be used to losing it. See how that go? But it's time for you to what? It's time for you to break the chains. Spells can be broken, rituals can be reversed, but first you must see the spell. Awareness is the first act of rebellion. How we gonna rebel and you don't even know what to rebel against? How we gonna get to the next level and you don't even know how to beat this level? So understand that. Remember, the dollar sign represents Saturn and control. The cross represents inverted to bind the subconscious. The eye of providence used to watch, influence, and guide ritual energy, but now it is a hindrance, right? They got 3 daily spiritual practices you're supposed to be doing. Morning water speak. Program your water with affirmations, grounding breath work, 5 minutes barefoot on earth with intentional breath. Fire speak, light a candle and affirm, I call my power back from all spells, all systems, and all timelines. And watch how your life begin to change. And watch when that phone start ringing and then you think it's a telemarketer at the end, it's really the universe pinging your position, giving you a checkpoint to let you know that, hey, your game is activated. You need to start playing. Your game is activated. You need to start playing. Wake up. That's crazy you said Sodom and Gomorrah. In the movie Guardians of the Galaxy, the green girl's name is Gomorrah. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. Am I forgetting anything? Am I forgetting anything? So yeah, you take your dollar and you walk into that store. That store is programmed with all kind of marketing. We all know that mark is war. This is why marketing is war against the subconscious, war against your brain, war against your DNA, and that war influences you to buy things that aren't good for you so that you can slowly but surely kill yourself and be dead by 72 or before 72. This is the average life expectancy. See? So understanding this will give you a deeper and everybody's in on it. Why you think all of the stores are in black neighborhoods? Why you think all of the corner stores are in black neighborhoods? Why you think all of the churches are in black neighborhoods? Why you think all of the giveaways and all of the things that they be doing are in black neighborhoods? Because in actuality, these things are designed to keep black Americans down at the bottom of the totem pole. But hopefully when you watch this live, hopefully when you watch all of this information given to you in this live, you will be able to identify these trickery codes. You'll be able to discern these faulty algorithms of error. You'll be able to pick out the good from the bad and use it to your advantage. But if you don't pick out the good from the bad and use it to your advantage, guess what? Don't worry. There's always the reset button and you can start over. See how that go? So make sure you go to chakra.xyz, buy the miracle food, buy the miracle tea. I'm sorry I had y'all kept up that long. I wasn't supposed to go this long, but the fire was burning in me and I had to do it. Are there any questions, cares, or concerns, questions and answers before I get off? About to give me some miracle tea. Come and take a walk with me. I need all of y'all to come and take a walk with me. I need all of y'all to feel what I'm going through and see what I see. If you got time to take a walk with me, wait a minute now. Shit ain't like I thought it would be. Come to Jersey from New York with me. I know you're crazy. Nigga, time out the tour with me. Man, I'm seeing a couple things wrong with the way that I'm living, so come and walk with me. I just need a second opinion. Introduce you to my friends. I gotta see if you notice if they love me or if they all got an ulterior motive. That's that Joe Button. That's that old Joe Buttons, y'all. That's before Joe Budden was a podcaster. That's when Joe Budden was a rapper. And everybody thought Joe Budden was going to be the next. You know why? You know why Joe Budden is so popular? Because everybody thought Joe Budden was going to be the next Jay-Z. That's how cold he was with the flow. Everybody thought Joe Budden was going to be the next Jay-Z, but he ended up being a dud. Maybe he didn't want to suck any cock, or maybe he didn't want to get rocked in his fop box. Maybe he didn't want to get his fat box rocked. Maybe he didn't want to turn nobody TV off, so he had to take the long route. What's some health food to start with? Uh, Fruits, whatever fruits you want, and then after you do the fruits, raw juices, smoothies, nuts. Um, it don't matter if it grew out of the Mother Earth, it's good for you. I'm not in that philosophy of the hybrid shit. We are all some type of a hybrid in some type of way, shape, form, or fashion. So yeah, nuts, water, juice, seeds, fruits, raw vegetables uncooked. Raw vegetables uncooked. I repeat, raw vegetables uncooked. And I don't say start with it. That should be the main courses. That should be the main courses. Eat one meal a day. Start doing intermittent fasting, and start eating one meal a day. Start eating one meal a day. Um, Make sure you drink plenty of fluids though. On one meal a day diet, you got to drink plenty of fluids, plenty of miracle tea, plenty of any kind of tea, herbal teas for sure, for sure. Make sure no coffee though, no coffee and that bull crap and them sodas and all that other stuff, man. Nah, you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that um, you have some healthy drinks available to you. Cold pressed juice, water, alkaline water, herbal teas, smoothies, you know what I mean? Coconut water, coconut milk, you know what I mean? All of the different fluids that's gonna keep your body, that's gonna sustain your body. Eat nuts throughout your day. Eat nuts throughout your day, and then, like I say, eat one meal a day. One meal a day. The things that you eat today, you're supposed to see it in the toilet tomorrow. You're supposed to eat it today and be able to see it in the toilet tomorrow. If you don't take a shit every day, you're unhealthy. If you don't take a shit every day, you're unhealthy. Okay? If you don't take a poop every day, you're unhealthy. I'm letting you know that right now. And that means you're backed up. Back though, back though. Yeah, you backed up. You backed up if you don't take a poop every day. All right. Make sure you invest in a detox before you go on a health journey. Detox yourself. Why you got to detox yourself? Because you want to get all of the old gunk and junk out there so that you don't succumb to the cravings of the old gunk and junk, because the old gunk and junk is stuck in your body and you craving it because you haven't detoxed it out of your system. Of course, I'm going to always tell you to invest into my detox, because my detox is not a detox. My detox is an intracellular cleanse. And I learned my methods from Dr. Sebi himself when I met him in 2014. So I'm one of the few people that took Dr. Sebi's teachings and turned them into a full-time business. Not too many people was able to do that, except for his children and his wife, his wives, his baby mamas and stuff like that. But yeah, Supplements. Take you some healthy supplements, bro. Take you some healthy supplements. Take you some chlorophyll. Invest in you some chlorophyll. Invest in you some methylfolate. Invest in you all kind of different uh herbal pills, supplement, the holistic way. Let superfoods be your main intake of food, and most superfoods come in supplement form. And make sure you just eat one meal a day. Sometimes you can just eat no meals and just drink smoothies. Today gonna be a smoothie day. I'm not about to eat no food. I'm about to just take smoothies, drink water, drink tea, drink juice, drink a smoothie, and that's it. And get your and get your and see what it's like to live life without chewing food for one day. Remember, bytes is bits, data. Our body is a machine, our brain is a computer, and everything that we bite equals a bit of data that is flowing in to our bodies and altering the structure of our DNA system. Because DNA is if the body is a machine and the brain is a computer, then DNA is your RAM. I mean, DNA is your ROM, and RNA is your RAM. Your RAM and ROM is your DNA, RNA. You feel me? And they never tell you in church, they never tell you in none of these institutions how all of them are based off the zodiac. Everything in life is, was, and forever will be the zodiac, but they don't tell you this. But they practice this behind closed doors, making you think that they're holier than thou Catholic and Christian. Well, if they're so holier than thou Catholic and Christian, why do they celebrate all of the horoscope, zodiological, pagan holidays? Remember, Christmas, all Christians celebrate Christmas, but Christmas is the celebration of the winter solstice. That's magic, right? All Christians celebrate Easter, but Easter is the celebration to the goddess Ishtar. Magic. Like it goes on and on and on and on and on. You feel what I'm saying? All Christians celebrate New Year's, but the real New Year's happens in March. And March represents what? Mars, Aries. Come on, man. But they'll have you believe that when you get you some crystals, it's bad. If I get crystals, it's bad. But if Moses got crystals on his breastplate in the Bible, it's good. If I burn incense, it's bad. But if Aaron burned incense to the Lord and light a burnt offering on the Lord's altar, it's good. If I want to burn some herbs and I want to churn some herbs, it's bad. But if one of the prophets in the Bible used herbs to heal the body, it's good. This is why so many Christians, you can't get along with them, because their book is a book of is a hypocritical book that automatically makes them a hypocrite, and they're easy to sway from hating you to loving you. As a matter of fact, the majority of the people who I've seen be most Christian, who be most Christ-like, I'll repeat it again. The people who I've seen be more Christ-like are the people who weren't Christian. They got people who are more Christ-like than way better than Christians themselves. So yeah, that's yeah, like you said, cookie the holistic way. The holistic way. Y'all start drinking soda. I seen what it was made of. Shit, a lot of things made of a lot of things, man. But them sodas is. I can't even remember. Let me see. The last time I drunk an actual soda pop and was on something. Yeah, I'm about to drink me a soda because I'm craving and I love a soda. Been too long. Been over a decade. It's too long. It's too long. I haven't, man. I haven't. Whoa, man. It's crazy. It's crazy the drugs that we're on masquerading as food, and we think it's just this healthy thing. Nah, it's unhealthy like a motherfucker. So until then, man, I'll keep, man. Next time we're gonna get into it some more. And any questions, cares, and concerns, holler at me on the DM. Follow me on my Instagram, Chakra Doctor _2. Follow me on TikTok at Chakra Doctor. Right? What else? Make sure you get you some miracle food. Make sure you get you some miracle tea. Make sure you get you some magical algorithms. Make sure if you want Chakra Doctor to be your mentor and your tutor to teach you how to break out of this matrix, wake up, and start playing the game, We do all that. That's at chakradoctor.xyz. If you want a tarot reading, if you want a natal chart reading, if you want any kind of any one of those readings, holler at the chakra doctor. You feel what I'm saying? And if I'm missing anything, just go on the website and get it. It's right there. And I'll talk to y'all later, man. See y'all later.